I get those goosebumps every time.
I just have to get the big fella off the bench.
Could this be their last chance now? In it comes, Monster to the front! He scored! Harry Monster scored!
I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too numb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need that line to throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. 713 through the 21, yeah, I'm riding. Why they only outside? I'm slipping low key and hiding. I get those goosebumps every time. I'm around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those cons. I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the hype.
Hello. I don't know what happened there. Everything just paused for me, so I took myself off screen. Hello and welcome to Loaded Mag NUFC. As we and it's FA Cup 4th round night. So we said we bring you a watch along. So it's Fulham versus Newcastle in the FA Cup 4th round. Lads, how are you? Pete, let's go to you first. How's things?
Yeah. I just realised I had my volume down because I was listening to Dan Burns' interview, so I didn't even hear anything until it just popped up on screen then. I'm all good. Looking forward to this game. It's a game I think we should be winning. They look at the teams and it shows that we're up for this and we want to win it by the team that we've put out. And I'm excited to see how we get on tonight. It's been 2 weeks since the Man City game, and I want a reaction from the boys. So I'm looking forward to it.
It seems so long since we played. I suppose it has been 2 weeks. But Chris, how are you? We're going to get into the team news in a second, and who's in the team and who's not part of the party. But how are you, Chris?
Very good, mate. Yeah, it's been a nice day today, just a chilled one. But been looking forward to tonight's game. And when I saw the lineup, I thought, we're gonna give it a good go tonight. So been looking forward to it, mate. But all good. Thank you very much. How are you, Dazzler?
All good. This is my first time rocking the green. I've had this since the start of the season. I've never put it on. So, and I know it's been unlucky for us. So, if we're losing at half time, I'm changing it. I'm not going to risk it. But let's hope we do a job here tonight and sail into the next round. But let's get into the team news, and we'll look at our team first. And Pete, thoughts on the team?
Well, look, there's an elephant in the room, a Paraguayan elephant in the room. You look at the situation, lots of people are signaling into Saudi as why Miguel Almiron is not in the team tonight. But look, I'm sure we'll get into that in a second. Great to have Murphy back. We've got our right winger alternative back in the team. Hopefully now fully fit. He'll be bang up for this game tonight. He'll be chomping at the bit you'd expect to get back into the team. And honestly, everything else kind of picks itself. It's kind of self-explanatory in terms of who's available. You look at the bench. Great to have Tino Livramento back fit after his illness. We really missed him against Man City. He would have offered us something. I think it's Hernandez, the young lad, who's first time into the squad. Another young academy player given an opportunity with the first team. It is kind of as you'd expect. I'll be honest. I'm looking to see a reaction from Trippier. From all the recent speculation as well. So, look, there's a few players to keep an eye on tonight, but as you'd expect, other than Murphy starting.
Chris, is this side going to take us into the next round and hopefully a tie against Mansfield Town, who are on the TV at the moment?
I certainly hope so, Daz. I certainly hope so. Yeah, I mean, when I saw the lineup, I was really, really pleased. Like Pete, I think the elephant in the room is our missing Paraguayan, but also, not to add to that, Our missing club captain as well. So Jamal Lascelles is also out too. So yeah, they were the two noticeable absentees. Obviously, Kieran Trippier's starting. So I think that's a sign from the club, I would say, that Kieran Trippier won't be leaving anytime soon. But yeah, looking at the lineup, really, really happy. Nice to see Jacob Murphy back. And to be honest, from a without being critical point of view, I think I'm looking forward to seeing Jacob Murphy on that right-hand side, because I'm hoping that we're going to see lots of crosses into the box. So tonight for Alexander Isak to hopefully gobble up. But yeah, really strong lineup, and it shows that we're taking the cup seriously and we're really going to give it a go. So yeah, looking forward to the game.
Well, we're taking it seriously. I wonder, are Fulham taking it seriously? Pete, we'll go over to you. Do you want to bring the tactics board up? Are you ready to go on it?
Yeah. Let's go for it.
Let's rock and roll with that.
Yeah, drop it in now. Bear with me just a second. So I've got the teams up. You'll see that the names are in sort of a kind of in black for Newcastle. I know there's a bit of a click clash there, but I'll be honest with you, I couldn't be asked to change the colours. So therefore, we're just stuck with the same. But you can see here, this is roughly how you'd expect Fulham to kind of set up in their team. And what's really interesting about that, and Daz, we were kind of talking about that before we went live, is that you're looking at the players that are missing for Fulham. So Willian on the bench, Jimenez on the bench, Paulinho on the bench. Like, they're three massive players for Fulham, players that you'd expect to be in, and you've got the likes of Lukic in the team. Instead, I wasn't sure whether Cordova-Reid and Muniz, which way they would play. I know Cordova-Reid can play off the side, and Muniz is more of a striker, but I imagine they'll interchange. You'd expect Willian to play there and Raul Jimenez to play up top. But you look at that team, you've also got, Tim Ream come back into the team. He's a lot older now. He's a player that I think Isak could get hold of. It's going to be interesting. That's for sure. And you look at the matchup, and there's pockets of play that Newcastle could definitely exploit. So, what are your thoughts, boys? Now you've seen the lineup and you see the kind of team set out there, how it is. What are you thinking?
For me, I'm thinking that, okay, it's been 2 weeks since we played. I want to see high energy, high tempo, all this from Newcastle, and all the speculation, all the talk that's going on, especially around Trippier, who's playing the captain. I want to see a big performance, show of intent from the guys that are going to be hanging around, because anyone that's playing here is going nowhere, and anyone that is not here, who knows? But yeah, I think we're going to have enough, Pete, to do a job here. I just want, because we haven't seen, apart from the Sunderland win, we haven't seen a win for a while. So especially down a Watchalong, I love a Watchalong win. They're so depressing when it goes the other way.
Definitely. We're due another win, that's for sure. But Chris, looking at those lineups, what are you thinking?
To be honest, Pete, I'm surprised Fulham are missing some key players, like you've said. Willian being out, Raul Jimenez, Paulinho, big players. But I've just had a quick look on live score then, mate, and they've put it exactly like you've put it. The only difference is they've said that Cordova-Reid will be on the right and Wilson will be on the left. But I'm not too sure about that, because I do think Wilson tends to play on the right. So I think you've called it spot on. But they've put Muniz through the middle. So you're spot on there. But yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity for us today, and the fact that we've gone with a real strong lineup is credit to Eddie Howe, and I think it's important. I think it's something that we needed to do as well. But I'm really looking forward to the match, and I just hope, like Daz, we come with that intensity. We will see that the players have had that break, and I tell you what else as well, boys, with the game against Villa midweek. I do hope that Eddie Howe utilises the bench if and when possible. Like, if we're lucky enough to kind of go 2, maybe 3 up today, and that may sound like I'm being overconfident, but I think we could possibly do that, especially with an informed Alexander Isak. I want to see him utilise that bench. I don't want to see Alexander Isak being ran into the ground in the 80th minute. I really want to go through this tie, and I really want to make sure that we get through to the next round. But I do want Eddie Howe to use the bench where possible. So we've got some decent players on the bench, so I hope that we utilise them, is what I'd say.
Definitely. And another one as well, I think I mentioned to you, Daz, as well, about the goalkeeper. Bert Leno's been amazing for them this season. Had a really good season, but they've gone with Rodak in the team, which, again, just shows how many players they've rested. And look, Daz, do we have to take advantage of this?
Big time.
They're like dropping 4 or 5 of their players. I mean, look, let's face it, Leno's not likely to come on, but at some point, Jimenez, Paulinho, Willian, all game changers are likely to come on towards the end of the game. Like, we surely have to have this wrapped up before they start making those changes. Or are you confident these boys can go for 90 minutes after a 2-week break?
Yeah, I am confident. I have to be confident going into this all or nothing game here in the FA Cup. But look, I was just kind of mentioning when they don't have Leno on goal, it kind of says a lot. And having Paulinho on the bench as well, I suppose that will there be question marks for Fulham fans thinking, is he going to go on a little trip again and the transfer deadline day and pack his bags and see what happens and hopefully get something over the line before the deadline? Maybe they'll try and cash in on them. Who knows? I'm not sure if he's linked away with anyone recently, but I think what you're saying, we do have to take advantage. We have a strong side out, well capable of getting something here. It's just they should be fit and raring to go.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Look, Chris, I'll come to you with regards to the Fulham team. Where do you see our ins? Where do you see Newcastle? Look, we're away from home. Our away form hasn't been great this season in general. But if we're going to win tonight against Fulham, where, in your opinion, on that board, do you think we can exploit the team?
Do you know what, mate? I think there's so many possibilities. I'll start off with the central midfield. So Harrison Reed, he's a bit of a battler in the midfield. Little ginger nut Harrison Reed, but he likes to get stuck in. He's full of energy. But I think Sean Longstaff can get the better of him there. Saka Lukic, I must be honest, I don't know much about him, but the fact that he tends to be a Fulham fringe player probably says everything that you need to know. And I think Louis Miley, as we know, he's got a fantastic engine. And I think, Louis Miley, we've seen Louis Miley dominate the likes of Endo Fernandez. So Louis Miley he's really got an opportunity there to really push Sasa Lukic and really try and give him a game. Andreas Pereira, really good player, but again, I don't expect him to get the better of Bruno. So what I'm basically saying is, in the midfield, I think we're really, really strong up against that Fulham three. And then obviously, I'm really focusing on the centre backs like Tim Ream, who the Fulham the Fulham fans love. You'll probably hear through the game that they all go Ream. So when Tim Ream does something good, that's what they tend to do. So it sounds like they're booing, but they're not. They're saying Ream. But Tim Ream is really getting on. Fantastic servant for Fulham, and he's a really good player, but he's not blessed with pace. And him and Issa Diop up against Alexander Isak, they're in for the tough night tonight. I really, really think that we can really get at them. Another interesting one as well is the wing backs. So Kenny Tetty loves to get forwards, can be a little bit reckless as well. So I think there's really real good opportunities there for Anthony Gordon. To really push and get him behind, and you force Issa Diop to come out wide to deal with him, which would then give Alexander Isak a little bit of space up against Tim Ream. But interestingly, I think the big one tonight for me is Anthony Robinson up against Jacob Murphy, because Jacob Murphy is going to be full of energy. And I forget who said it, Pete, but somebody said, I forget who it was. Somebody said, don't forget, Jacob Murphy should be full of beans tonight, because yes, he's been out injured, but as everyone knows, he's been out with a shoulder injury. So, that's not going to stop his running. It's not going to stop his fitness in terms of keeping himself fit, in terms of running and stuff like that. And obviously doing bike work and stuff. So I'm expecting a big performance from Jacob Murphy tonight. And I think Anthony Robinson could be in for the tough one, if I'm honest.
Yeah, if you speak to a couple of our fans, when we were linked with Anthony Robertson, they didn't rate him at all. He's got blistering pace. He's good attacking wise, but defensively he's susceptible. And I think Murphy could get the better. I look at Gordon as well. Gordon against Tete. I think Castagna's a much better right back than Tete. Tete is good going forward again. But I think defensively, I think Gordon has got the beat to do it. The one thing you look at is with their centre backs is that Issa Diop has got pace. He's big, he's strong, but he makes mistakes, and that's you're in there. And Tim Ream, obviously, you talked about his pace. Sasha Lukic actually came with good pedigree to Fulham. He was the player that I think like Tottenham were looking at. There was a few like top teams that were looking at him when he came in, and he just hasn't got into the team. I think maybe the rise of Paulinho is maybe kept him out of the squad completely. But I just think as well as that, Pereira, we need to be careful of set pieces, boys, because although in game he might not light it up, he may well. He's got a decent pass on him, but I think from set pieces, corners, free kicks, anything around the area, we've got to be careful because he has him and Wilson, for example, they've got the ability to really kind of put us under the cosh there. And if we can manage that, I think we've got a great chance. But boys, look, we've got 15 minutes before kickoff. Let's have a little chat about it. Come on,
are we going there? Are we going there?
We've got a couple of days without a fully loaded transfer show. And there's loads of people putting in the chat. The big question is Miggy off, boys? Like, is he on his way? To Saudi. Al Shabaab are the ones that apparently have agreed a fee with him. We are told, Jordan told us on Wednesday, that Ali, one of the PIFO clubs, are interested in him as well. Come on, from your perspective, Daz, does this signal to you that Miguel Almiron is on his way in the not too distant future?
Before I answer that, Pete, I'm going to say to Jay Devlin, thanks for joining us for your first loaded watch-along, Jay Devlin. Welcome to the party. So now, yes, I think he's definitely on his way, Pete. Bring it on. Delighted. Not that I'm delighted we're losing Miggy, because Miggy is a good player. It's just that we need an upgrade. We need to unlock FFP and unlock that transfer window for us then. So exciting days ahead in the next few days. Normally we're getting to this stage in the transfer window and we're going, is there anything happening? Maybe not. Maybe not. But all indications are pointing towards leading up to something here. The meeting that took place in the castle, the Miggy being spotted going to the RVI. Whether that I don't know, was that rubbish after that or not? I don't know. The illness tonight, everything leading up to a Miggy move to Saudi, really. And then it's the question of who we're going to bring in after that. I know we have our favourites, and there's a few. Eddie Howe's his favourites, and maybe it's someone no one has talked about at all. A surprise package, if we get that far. But yes, I think something's going to happen. And then the thing with Lascelles, what is going on there? What put me off, that was our conversation with Jordan and where that Besiktas wanted them for free. That didn't make sense. We've no backup cover. It made no sense then to let him go. But who knows what is being playing out in the background? And I think nothing happened today. Really, it was all fairly quiet today. But I think it'll kick back into gear tomorrow. Look at it. Tomorrow is a working day in Saudi as well. So who knows how it plays on tomorrow. We could have two shows tomorrow yet, lads.
Could well be. Look, Chris, Daz has touched on it. The RBI video that went out that got a lot of attention with regards to Miggy walking in there with club reps. People saying, well, why is that happening? Does the fact that Miguel Almiron was all that speculation on him, and then all of a sudden he's out with illness, Like, does it all just seem too coincidental, or is it just genuinely that he's ill? What do you think?
I don't think he's ill. I think it's too much of a coincidence. Miggy Almiron is the player who it feels, obviously we don't know, but it feels like he is the player that we're going to sacrifice this window to ensure that we can bring in the one or two players, maybe more, that we need. And I think I genuinely think that Miggy Almiron's on his way now. If you'd asked me a few days ago, I did think they would have cashed in on Kieran Trippier. I did think that they would have, maybe it's because they'd set the bar at Jordan said, 17, 18, 19, 20 million, and Bayern just didn't want to go there. But it certainly looks like Miggy Almiron is the player who's being sacrificed. And let's not forget, boys, Callum Wilson, that there's still a little question mark around Callum Wilson. We didn't think that he'd be in the squad today. But yeah, I think Miggy Almiron's probably on his way out, and he's probably kicked his last football for Newcastle. In terms of what I'm thinking about the next few days, I think and I want to get your boys' opinion on this as well. I watched the press conference last night, Eddie Howe's press conference, and I found it quite telling. He was quite open to talk about certain players. He was quite robust in some of his answers, and I just get the impression, I could be wrong, but I just get the impression that something is bubbling away, and he knows that. But obviously, there's only so much he can say. To me, it feels like we're on the brink of something pretty big. I could be wrong, and he could be downplaying it, and maybe it is all a little bit up in the air, and that's why he's being so cautious over it. And let's be honest, Eddie Howe's not going to come out anyway and say, "Oh, we're close to one or two players." I just don't think he's going to do that. But he tried to make out that we were planning still, and I was thinking we can't be planning. I think there's been discussions already, because you can't start planning 4 days before the window shuts. I think they've known about this for a long time, and as I've said to you boys privately, I think deals have probably all been verbally agreed, and now it's just about waiting to be able to kind of push the button. So that's where I feel we are at the minute, anyway.
Sorry, I'm just laughing. I'm just listening to Eddie Howe's press conference.
Me too.
And they asked him straight away about Miggy, and he couldn't even remember what night he got injured, what night he got early. He had to think about it, and he was like, "Oh, Thursday night." And then he gave like the biggest smile, and it just off the back of I was like, come on, man. It's just he's classic Eddie Howe. It just makes me laugh. But no, I think you made a good point with regards to Miggy. I listened to the same press conference as well, and he was very staunch on his approach with regards to Kieran Trippier about saying he was staying. He was very much in the middle about Callum Wilson, but he was very much, I want Miggy to stay, and that told me a lot. It was kind of like, and he didn't say those words exactly, but that's how I interpreted how he responded in the press conference to those three players, which tells you where everything that we need to know and what we've been saying for days now, in that, Miguel Almiron, out of the three, will generate the most money. He is a sellable asset that we can replace in an area that we do want to replace. And on top of that, I think, if we were to sell Miguel Almiron, it would unlock not just maybe one player, but possibly two. And look, I'm not saying anything new here. We've been talking about this all week, about where we think it could potentially go if Miguel Almiron moves. And look, this is not to say that we're, Miguel Almiron's rubbish and we want him out the door. It's far from it. It's a case of, we know that a player has to leave in order to improve the squad. And if it's going to be anyone, it's looking like it's more likely to be Miguel Almiron from this perspective. So I just think from that, that was quite telling. But look, I'm sure we'll talk about it a lot more as we go along. Anything else to add, Daz? The players are in the tunnel.
I was tempted to listen to Eddie Howe's press conference. I saw the little snippets, but what I did was I listened to Keith Downey and Craig Hope's YouTube videos after it, and they're all on the same page. They all think that there's something going on here. They're not ruling it out. I mean, Keith Downey would be pretty quick to rule it out if he thought that nothing was happening. So he always does. He'd be planning for a quiet next couple of days, but no, he knows that he'll be busy by the looks of it at the moment. I wonder would there be would something come out tonight that something is happening, or there's some more news that would break, and it might just get over the game and then let some news filter out. That'll be interesting as well. But I think come tomorrow, I think we'll see something.
Yeah, I think maybe depending on the result, maybe in the press conference afterwards, maybe there's an article that might leak later on this evening. If not, I think you made the point, Daz. I think tomorrow there will be movement. There has to be. Is it Thursday, the transfer window deadline?
The 1st of February.
Yeah. So for me, there has to be movement soon. If Miguel Almiron is going to Saudi, there has to be movement soon. And reason being is because we need players in. And we don't want to be chasing quality players on the last 2 days of the window. It just isn't going to work. Those players that we're probably going to be looking at signing. And let's just say, for example, Daz, we do go after the players that we've been linked with. So we know that our heaviest links have been the likes of Morgans, Gibbs-White, have been the likes of Amadou Onana, Edison. Just those three, for example, in a centre midfield or a right wing position. If we're going to go for those sorts of players do need to be replaced, and the other team is going to need time for that to happen. Now, from Nottingham Forest's point of view, they've been linked with a couple of players. I think they've got Carlos Borges in on loan from Ajax. They were trying to get Giovanni Reina. I think he is linked with Marseille at the moment as well. So that could go either way. So maybe they are looking or already trying to find those replacements, as we've already talked about on the channel. But if we did go for Onana, I think Everton are going to want time to find a replacement. Atalanta as well. If it was Edison, it's just that's what makes me think it has to be done soon. There has to be movement soon in order to get those deals done ASAP, and that's just the thing that keeps going through my head with regards to that.
And it is kind of funny as well that not Forest are linked with a few different players. I don't know if one of those players you mentioned there was the keeper as well. They were linked to the keeper, so they're talking about a few different players. So it's like they know they'll be coming into money soon. Not worried about the potential points deduction that's coming their way, but they're just so. It is all pointing in towards that direction, but things have pointed in a direction before and nothing's happened. So we also have to bear that in mind.
And no one's talked about that, Daz. Apart from us privately, no one's really touched on that because Forest have had another link. I looked at the link the other day and looked to see what the comments were saying, and I expect it to be why are Forest trying to buy players when they've got profit and sustainability, blah, blah, blah. You're sitting over it. Nobody says anything. Nobody said anything. It's has anyone thought, well, they're right at the limit there. Why are they going out and loaning players and adding more wages onto the wage bill? Why are they looking at signing players like Giovanni Reina? Why would they do that? But and it goes back to that point, is that if money's coming in, you're already trying to tie up deals and get them done. But equally, as we've said, we could be doing exactly the same.
Isn't there something as well that where they, where we can make a loss of 105 million or whatever? The Forest was 61 because they're a promoted team, or over the 3 years that the balance that's included in this thing. So maybe they're thinking that they'll if there is a deduction, they'll get over that, or they'll have enough to stay up, and they're plowing ahead. But doesn't seem wise at the moment. But let's see. Chris, I'll ask you this question. It comes from Tony as the match is about to kick off, and we get Pete then into commentary position. Do you think this game can affect our incoming transfers?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I think I see what Tony means in terms of, you know, whether we're knocked out the cup or not. Oh, geez, that was early, wasn't it? Possibly, Tony. Possibly. I think, obviously, you know, I'm hoping that we get through to the next round, and I also hope that we don't end up drawing and having to do a replay. Yes, it'll be great to play at St James's, but I'm hoping that we don't, you know, have another fixture that we've got to deal with. I hope we kind of do the job on the night. But yeah, there's a possibility, I suppose, Tony. But other than the fact that, you know, we'd be through to the next round, I can't envisage there being any change, because even if we got knocked out, I don't think the owners would look at it and go, "Oh God, we need some players." I think they already are aware of that. I think we've already reached that point. But yeah, and I suppose they could look at it the other way and think, right, we're through to the next round. We really need to bulk the squad out because we need to be ready for the next cup round.
After laughter, what Donald says, he says, this game is a great distraction from all the speculation. And what we talk about, the speculation. So let's focus on the game for a while, and let's get through to the next round.
Definitely. Give a shout out to Fulham are just
early there
into the box. Wilson. Fulham are playing the ball around the left side of Newcastle United's defensive area. But give a shout out to the 3,800 Newcastle fans that have travelled to London tonight. Some of who won't even know how they're getting home because they'll miss the last train back north. So massive shout out to those lads and lasses. Brilliant stuff as always. And also there is a protest from Fulham fans. There are empty sections of the stadium because they are protesting the ticket prices. And they're not happy with the ticket prices, and so therefore there is a little bit of a protest there. So big up to them. There are big sections of empty areas of the stadium for that. So they've followed through with it. They said they were going to do it. So fair play on the back of that. Great stuff. As I think it's Harrison Reed has played it into the area.
Jeez.
And I think is it Muniz? Yeah, Muniz has a shot way wide, not troubling Dubravka. But early warning signs there on Newcastle's left-hand side, that they're willing to throw players forward. I think it's Harrison Reed.
No, it's Muniz. Let's answer Tony's question, because I think I'm a couple of seconds ahead of you guys. I don't know how, but what minute and second are you on, guys?
It's just turned to 3 minutes.
Yeah,
just okay. I'm 3:08, so I'm 8 seconds ahead of you. So I'm going to pause it to slow to catch up to so we're all on the same page.
So ITV for you, behind the times.
Yeah. I'm on it's ITV stream, but I'm on Premier Sports in Ireland. I've shown it as well. So yeah. So when we get to formats, I'll shout Tony to answer your question, and then we can all hopefully be aligned.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Fulham are having most of the ball at this moment in time, playing the ball along, keeping possession. Newcastle trying to press them up high, trying to make sure they not get too deep in there. But Fulham giving the ball away again. Newcastle hold possession. We're getting on to them 5 seconds away. Bruno gives the ball away.
Get rid of that.
Yeah. Well defended on the boys, and we're off. Anthony Gordon is away. Plays at Isaac. Isaac's into the area.
Go on.
Oh, plays a nice little inside ball, but it just gets a nick on it. It's going right to Murphy, but it just gets
lad.
That's a massive chance, boys. He gets an absolute gift. The move breaks down with Isaac, but then the Fulham defender, it might be Reed, plays it back to the defender. He can't get to it, and Murphy's in central of goal. He's right there. He's got a free shot on goal, and he's side-footed it straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
and the goalkeeper doesn't even save it; it just hits him. Yeah. He doesn't even know what to do, and then it bounces free, and the goalkeeper at that point doesn't even know where the ball is. You would expect Murphy to really put his foot through it and just with the laces, just smash it into the far corner. Really good opportunity wasted early on, unfortunately. Maybe that chance has come 5-10 minutes a little bit too early for Murphy, because obviously it's his first game back for a long time. You would expect that to be better.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to be honest, Pete, we know Jacob Murphy can hit them. We've seen it. We've seen them hit them a lot. I mean, funnily enough, when you said that, about like putting his laces through it, I thought of that goal against Tottenham, against Hugo Lloris, where he hit it from miles out. If he'd have really put his foot through the ball, he would have at least troubled the goalkeeper. But yeah, you're right. Side foot, straight at the keeper, who had his arm out, and it just hit his arm. So yeah, disappointing that. Disappointing. Good chance.
Definitely, it's not made him work for it. The goalkeeper, goalkeeper's not had to make a save. He's just hit it straight at him. But look, positive signs there after first 3-4 minutes. Fulham having a lot of the ball, trying to push the ball forward. Newcastle in their first attack create the best and most meaningful opportunity of the game so far. But 6.5 minutes in, we're certainly letting them know that we're here. Trippier's got the ball out on the right-hand side of our own half. It's about to take a throw. Not got many options out there. He's at flick. But yeah. Interesting start to the game here. I'm really interested to see how Trippier gets on. Obviously, Eddie Howe was quite obvious and open.
Bruno.
Bad touch by Bruno, but he plays it back.
Gordon's on the run.
It worked out in the end, but it was a bad touch from Bruno. Dubravka deals with it well and gets it out wide, and it ends up being a Newcastle throw out wide. But yeah, with the speculation, Eddie Howe did say that Trippier had, it had affected him. So it'd be interesting to see how he gets on today and whether he puts in a really good performance. I actually thought, other than being unlucky for the Oscar Bob goal against Man City, I actually thought he had a really good game. I thought he played really well against Man City. So, hopefully we can get that sort of form back. If, as expected, he does stay at the club. But Fulham have a corner. Andres Pereira just about to put the ball in. As we said, got to be careful about Fulham set pieces because they are good with set pieces. And they go short. Back out to Pereira. He puts the ball in.
Safe.
Take your time.
Yeah, and then played out by, I believe, Bruno. Comes off a Fulham player. And a Newcastle throw.
Cheers, Andy. In the uniform.
Might need you on the bench, Daz, tonight.
I might get a shot tonight. I'll probably still get ahead of Alex Murphy. He's refusing to give Alex Murphy another chance.
Definitely. You could have done the classic with it. If they've had a team photo, you could have just sidestepped along. Blended in with the rest of the boys.
Who's the new signing?
Yeah.
Exclusive unnoted then.
Was it Real Madrid or Juventus? I think it was like a team that Ronaldo played for. There was a fan that did that. I think they dressed up in the full kit with
Man United
and everything. Or was it Man U? I think it's happened a couple of times. I couldn't remember which team it was, but someone dressed up in the full kit and stood beside them. I thought, that's. I mean, they'll never be able to go to watch a game again, but it was fair play to them. Fair play to them for making it work. But at this stage now, Fulham just playing it across the back, just inside their own half. Newcastle pressing them up, trying to make it difficult for them to play out, and they win the ball back. or then they knock it out for a throw. So, want to see that press tonight, boys. The press was good against Man City. We caused carnage in that first 10, 15 minutes with that press. We probably should have scored, a couple of goals in that period. Fulham are not Man City, lads, and I think we could potentially get a lot of joy in this game off the back of that. That's for sure.
Definitely. I mean, it's been a scrappy start to the half. I mean, we've just gone past the 10-minute mark. And really, I wouldn't say either team are on top at the moment. Newcastle have created a couple of problems for themselves, should we say. Needless corner we gave away. Bruno's given away possession a couple of times. But it kind of feels like we're just trying to ease our way into the game, get comfortable, get a few passes around, which is exactly what we're doing now. Everyone get a feel for the ball and just try and pick a pass or pick that little moment which can really punish Fulham. But yeah, it's very, very cagey in this opening 10 minutes, I'd say.
Yeah, I think Fulham are looking at Newcastle and trying to see what Newcastle they're expecting to get. Newcastle trying to knock the ball around, trying to keep possession, trying to keep things ticking over.
Oh.
There. Nice little chop from Gordon, and he gets chopped down off the back of that. Harrison Reed. And Newcastle win a free kick.
Yeah.
5 or 10 yards into their own half. Played it quick out to Miley.
Miley,
one out to Trippier. Lovely knock.
Here we go.
Trippier inside to Murphy, but just not quite enough. Newcastle still in possession though. Shaw just inside the Fulham half with the ball. Little 1-2 with Miley. Out to Botman. Trying to keep the ball, trying to keep possession. Ball gets nicked off Gordon. And Fulham are on the attack, just on the edge of the area. But Gordon. Again, well done. Wild swipe by Fulham. Fulham player into the box, but it goes out wide to Reed on the far side, on Newcastle's right. Playing it into Lukic. Lukic plays a ball into the box, easily collected by Martin Dubravka. And Newcastle back in possession again. And I can take a drink.
At this point now, I think it's a great time to ask Chris, how's everybody in Liverpool?
Oh, mate, there's been absolute meltdown. Absolute meltdown. It's just been brilliant. It's been absolutely brilliant, not going to lie. I can't remember if I told you or not, but yeah, that morning when it got announced, Friday morning, in fact, it was yesterday, wasn't it? It feels like it's been weeks. Yesterday morning when it was announced.
That's sports for you.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yesterday morning, all I had in my mate's WhatsApp chat was, Eddie Howe's under pressure, and you're going to have to win your games because you're dropping down the league. And I'm going, hang on. Like, this isn't about us. This is about you. Why are you talking about Eddie Howe? And all they kept doing was deflecting. I've never seen such deflection in all my life. They didn't want to talk about Jurgen Klopp. They didn't want to talk about who the next manager was going to be. There was just a meltdown, absolute meltdown. There's a lot of Liverpool fans now still in mourning, believe it or not. They're all talking like there's been a death. Alexander Isak.
Go on.
Ball
Play it in. Get it in.
Corner ball.
Just before that, I didn't want to interrupt because you obviously talk about the Liverpool situation, Chris, but we had an opportunity there. Isak was free. The defenders weren't marking him. He was onside and he's calling for the ball. Longstaff eventually gives it him, but if he'd give it him the first time, he's in on goal 1-on-1. He just needs to make the pass, and these are the important moments. This is where someone that can find and pick a pass. If that was Bruno finds Isak there.
Shit!
It's a great delivery. It gets defended well at the near post by Fulham.
Give it. Put it
Gordon's on the ball again.
Gordon.
Instead of passing it out wide, he has a shot that's just past the post. But Newcastle come close again. Gets whipped back into the box, and it gets cleared by Fulham. Back out to Gordon. Gordon strikes just past the near post there. Great little fizz in there by Kieran Trippier, and it's Fabian Shaw. He's getting his shirt pulled. He's getting his shirt pulled. If it had played on that,
Is there VAR tonight?
Yeah, I think there's VAR in all of the games in this round, apparently. It certainly has been for the games on Friday. There was VAR. So if there is VAR for those games, there should be VAR for all the others. Yeah. That's really how it should work. So it's fair across the board. But a big tackle there from Sven Botman, as we come to expect, out on the wide left, out for a throw that Tete is just about to take. Big Botman chance from the Newcastle United faithful. Great voice as always from those boys. And another great tackle from Botman as well inside the area to deny Muniz. Tete box. It's a great knock.
Yeah.
Falls loose. I think it was Miley that was there to sweep it clear past the halfway line to kind of clear any of the danger. Newcastle back on the press again. Sorry, Chris, do you want to carry on with the Liverpool situation?
Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly, like they're all panicking, and you can see why. Obviously, if you're losing such a great manager, and I poured a little bit of petrol on the fire because I said, "Oh, this could be like another Alex Ferguson job." You know, we've seen what's happened to Man United when Alex Ferguson left. You've got to make sure that you bring in the right manager, and you know who's your right manager. And I may even Xabi Alonso. I may even someone suggested Carlo Ancelotti. But the difficulty Liverpool are going to have is that a bit like the strikers at the moment, there's no real top managers out there.
Comes from nothing. Just a little play inside. Newcastle have the ball and it gets nicked. I think is it Bruno? Bruno gets the ball nicked. It's played into the area. Muniz is not really marked very well, and he tries to play it into the far corner, and it's fingertips. It's a really good save, and he taps it wide for a corner. And you know what? If that goes in, you've got to be annoyed by that because Fulham haven't really created anything of note, but they forced him into a save. The corner goes in. It's out for another corner. It didn't look like it come off a Newcastle player. It's out for another corner. That opportunity just came from nothing there. We're in control of the ball. Bruno gets the ball nicked, and all of a sudden Fulham are on the attack. Ball comes in again, gets flicked up in the air by Isak, and I believe it's out for a third corner. Isak's become really good at defending this near post. I've noticed in the last sort of three games or so, last few games when he's been playing, he really does clear his lines well. Fingers crossed he does the same again. Ball into the box.
Again.
And again. I wish.
Come on, boys. Count on out.
I'll be asking him to invite us to training. And he's actually...
I'll send you pictures when I'm there, Pete.
Yeah, you better. I can pretend to be Lucas. Newcastle were on the attack, but the ball's been given. Fulham tried to put a ball into the box, and the ball's free, out for a goal kick.
And if you see the interview, I know what's been shown about 2 weeks ago, little clips of it, but on the Sky with Isak, and he says in that Botman is his best mate. Interesting.
It doesn't surprise me. They are super, super close. Even when they celebrate, like they always have a moment together whenever Isak scores. So yeah, I'm not surprised by that. It doesn't surprise me. To be fair, even from when Isak first signed, like him and Isak, Botman and Isak seemed to be pictured together quite a lot. Whether it's because they're a similar age, I'm not sure. Newcastle ball into the box, cleared by Harrison Reed, and it's out for a throw-in. Nice little bit of movement there from Newcastle, creating a few problems. Yeah, certainly last season they were pictured together a lot, those two. So it doesn't surprise me that they're good friends. But I know he gets on really well. Is it Willock as well? I think he gets on really well with Willock.
Who's this? Isak? Oh,
He's yeah.
what's his Shah do then?
I think there's a coming together. So Shaw's chasing the ball. He's got his eye on the ball as it comes over. Maybe a little bit tactical. Is he getting booked? Oh, he's got booked.
Yeah, he's getting booked.
Yeah.
Getting booked.
Oh.
Yeah.
To be fair, he's going out towards the corner flag. The ball's going nowhere. Like I'm not too sure that deserved the yellow card, but yeah, it was a foul. It was a foul. I'd admit that, but this is what I worry about: is that these type of opportunities from this sort of space, because Pereira, Wilson have both got really, really good delivery. I'd probably be more worried if they had someone like Mitrovic in the team, because this is what Mitrovic used to feed off when he was at Fulham. These sorts of deliveries into the box, but luckily for Newcastle, hopefully we've got enough. We've got enough height. We're a big enough team to deal with it. The ball comes in from Wilson. It's a really good ball. The ball's still alive. It's Reed on the edge of the box, clips it to the back post. Diop heads it, and I believe it's Botman that clears his lines. But that was excellent delivery from Wilson into a really dangerous area. As you can see, again, it comes in. Anyone touches that or gets the wrong touch on it, it could potentially end up as an own goal. But yeah, no one there for Fulham, as Lee Dixon's just said on commentary. And they play another ball out, but it's offside. Harrison Reed spent a lot of time on that right-hand side of the wing. For someone that plays centre mid, he's clearly overloading that space. And he's been out there 3-4 times now, where you would expect him to be in this sort of centre midfield role. But he seems to be overloading the space to put more pressure on Dan Burn. So it's something that Newcastle do need to be aware of, because they're trying to exploit that. Fulham have got the ball halfway into Newcastle's half, playing it in short. Pereira gets the ball nicked by Gordon, but Newcastle give the ball back. Win the ball back in the area.
Oh, come on, Bruno.
It's a bit of pinball at the moment. Newcastle are winning it back, giving it back to Fulham. Ball comes in the box from Fulham. Great take from Dubravka, exactly what the boys need. And Bruno is out again, playing it out to Isaac.
The pitch.
Out now to Gordon. Gordon just about to pass the halfway line, passes it back to Bruno. And Newcastle are now in possession again. But possession hasn't been good. Giving the ball away far too easily. Both teams have. You'd expect Newcastle to be dealing with that better, but we're just giving the ball back just as easily as Fulham are, to be honest.
Yeah. Tell you what's interesting as well, Pete. You've just picked up on Harrison Reed dropping to the right. It kind of feels, and we'll keep an eye on it, but it kind of feels like Harrison Reed and Harry Wilson swap position, because Harry Wilson keeps drifting into the middle, and then you see Kenny Tete overlapping on the right. So it's as if Harrison Reed pushes out a bit to support, as you say, Kenny Tete, and also put a little bit of pressure on Dan Burn. But Harry Wilson keeps dropping into those number 10 pockets in the centre, because I can see now Harry Wilson's far right. But just watch when Fulham are on the attack, Harry Wilson tends to drift in the middle, and then it's Reed who pushes out to the right. Whether that's a tactic, I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? When I used to watch Wilson and Mount when they were on loan at Derby under Lampard, he used to do the same. He used to make those runs. He did it less when he went back to Liverpool, and he's done it. To be fair, you might want to have done it at other clubs that he's been at since, and I haven't really watched it. He didn't really do so much at Bournemouth, but he used to make that run inside, or that movement inside for Derby. So he certainly got it to his game. But yeah, to overload that.
Harrison Reed is, Pete.
Yeah, he's almost he's the furthest man forward right there when that ball gets played. Yeah. And look, you've got who's the number 8? That's Wilson?
That's Wilson. That's Wilson. Yeah.
So you've got a double up there with Wilson and Tete, but then you've got Harrison Reed as like a third forward, pushing forward, really trying to press the team. Fulham have won a corner.
They're not looking at that, are they, Gordon?
Nah, they can't look at that.
Nah, he's just trying to hold him off. I don't believe his foot made any attempt to try and take him out. I think that'd be the only way it'd be given as a penalty, but shaping up now for the corner. Fulham have kind of put a bit of pressure on Newcastle last five minutes or so. Had quite a few openings. Ball gets clipped to the back post. Well dealt with by Fabian Shaw. Fabian Shaw then gets onto it. It's a good tackle from Robinson. Throwing to Newcastle halfway in their own half.
It kind of feels, Pete, I don't know about you and Daz, but it kind of feels to me like Fulham are really pushing us and really going for it, when they're in possession and they're trying to punish us. But I kind of feel that we need to be quicker getting it out the box, because that counter attack could really hurt them. We've had a couple of occasions where we just haven't got it out quick enough, to the likes of Gordon and Isak, who were just kind of sitting, waiting near the halfway line, waiting to really press and kind of get in behind Fulham. Because when Fulham are coming forwards, as you can see now, they're really committing players. Yeah. And if we can just switch that on quicker or pick that killer pass, we could get in behind and hopefully break the deadlock.
Yeah, what you can see right there, they've just played that clip ball. They're cheating at the moment. So, like you've just said, Harry Wilson is playing inside. So when Botman is marking Muniz, Harry Wilson's playing inside. So he's effectively got two men. That's creating the space for Byrne to have to go over as a left back and basically a centre back. So what he's then doing is committing Gordon back. So Gordon, just a second ago, had to make a darting run to make a defensive run to keep the ball from going out, because then Tete was making a run forward. And so what we need to do is find a way of stopping that. So one of our midfielders would need to sit in so that Gordon's not so defensively sat in and having to make those recovery runs. Yeah. They're committing a lot of men forward here, which should also show, as you said, the other way, we should have ins. We should have ins there. We need to play in the right ball, but it's taking too long for us to play the ball out. Look, exactly that situation there, where Gordon's got the ball. You can see Gordon, he's kind of pointing to Longstaff and saying, give me the ball. Longstaff's looking backwards to play the ball and not looking forwards. And this is part of the problem. We're looking to hold possession at the back and not look to forwards to try and commit them. Because you even look now, they up until Pereira just made a run back to try and get hold of the ball, they had no centre midfielders in position. They're all playing so far forward.
There are going to be huge gaps in the middle, Pete. Huge gaps in the middle.
There are, because what they're trying to do, they're trying to pen Newcastle back in. But actually, when the ball's coming free, Newcastle should be in a lot of positions to exploit that Fulham midfield. So how quickly can we get out here? They've played that back to triple.
Yeah, this is it. Look at the press.
Yeah. They've got a lot of men committed forward. How quickly can we play it out? So can we shift it forward? There we go. Can Murphy get on that a bit? Probably no. Is he going to run? Yeah. Gone for a goal kick. So this is it. What can we do? What can we do to get the ball moved out quicker? How can we get on the ball in attacking areas as quick as possible? We're not shifting the ball. We're not moving the ball quick enough to get the ball forward. It all seems to be very comfortable. We're trying to stay comfortable. We're trying to kind of just play it across the back, keep possession, and then find the openings there. But Fulham are pushing a lot of men forward. Nice win back there. Is Isak going to get the end of it? No. Gets cleared. Dan Burn gets hold of it on the halfway line. Plays it back.
Come on, Gordon.
Now Gordon's one-on-one. There's your in. A one-on-one there, he needs to be beating his man. 110%.
That's a foul.
Yeah. All day. All day.
Half an hour gone, lads. It started okay, but it's. I know the chatters as well are saying the same. We're not at the races so far.
Yeah, Fulham have been the better team. They've been the team looking more likely to win. But although we've not had many attacking moments, we should probably be winning.
Yeah, we should.
We've had enough moments to be to put a couple of these chances in the net.
Go on, Wiley.
Well done, Wiley.
Keep going.
Well done from Gordon.
Free out.
There we go. Lukic. There just needs to be more aggression in wanting to get the ball forward. It just seems to be we're trying to keep the ball and be far too comfortable with it. I'll be honest, I expected a little bit more energy from the team.
Go on.
And it's won back by Longstaff. Again, it's got to be better. It's got to be better. Murphy presses the ball. The ball gets played quickly. Longstaff wins it back, plays it to Murphy. Murphy just needs to make sure he finds easy.
Go on, Isaac.
Go on. That's lovely.
He tries to take it. He needs to shoot. Again, we win the ball back straight away. Just as I was talking, win the ball back. Bruno, brilliant stuff. He's that leaves his man for dead. He's in, but he tries to take it round him and in the same movement put it across the ball.
He passed it back to Bruno.
You know what? He should shoot
across the goal, even across the goal. Man free.
Yeah. He should be shooting there. The angle's not with him, but there wasn't really a dead cert option. I think as the ball breaks at that point, Gordon becomes available, but he's not available for a simple pass. So in that angle, what he's tried to do is the hardest maneuver. Take him on and kind of put it in at the tightest of angles when he had so little space to do it. At that point, you've just got to get a shot off on goal. You never know. It could go through his legs. It could ricochet into a player's path. You've just got to try and work the goalkeeper more than anything. But again, Fulham have loads of the play, and all of a sudden, within 2 minutes, bang, two decent chances created. And that's the thing. We're not aggressive enough with our attacking play, because if we were, we'd be penning Fulham back here. Fulham would have to play a completely different way because they'd be struggling to manage what we're doing right now. Now, Fulham into the box. It's just wide. Now, I'm not sure if that's a corner.
Did he get a touch? Dubs there.
I think it did get a touch, from Botman.
Yeah, it was off the defender, yeah.
Botman, I think, gets the block to it, gets something on it,
Yeah.
It's a good block there from Botman, sends it wide. It is a corner to Fulham. Just a switch off moment. Pereira about to take the corner. Cleared again for another corner. Or is it? Goal kick,
I think.
Oh, take that.
Just a new name in the chat there. I see Broas Santana. Welcome to Loaded. And he says, team is sleepwalking, by the way. Isaac in a 4-4-2, playing with a striker who knows how to play with his back to goal and dribble will be devastating. We only see a 4-2 when we go a goal behind. Eddie would never starts with a 4-4-2, but I like the idea.
Well, I don't think Eddie plays a 4-4-2. It'll always be a 4-3-3 of some form. But playing with someone to support him or give him the license to roam and pick up those pockets of space would be devastating. It's a poor pass there. Was it
Bruno's passing tonight?
It's a hospital pass. It
is.
He's playing blind. It's a free kick all day, but he's put Burn in a position where he's had to make that tackle and give away the free kick because he's playing without looking where he needs to be. Looks like Wilson's landed funny.
Yeah, looks on his shoulder.
Yeah, looks like he's landed funny on his shoulder. So I don't know what the situation is, but yeah. Interesting. And we have these couple of minute good moments, and then we just sort of drift again, and we just sort of drift into allowing Fulham back into the game. We've given them more chances than they should have had, and it's down to us. Now we've got another free kick to defend. We have conceded far too many set plays for a team that rely on set plays in order to create chances. They've got players with really, really good delivery. We've already seen it tonight. So to be giving them needless free kicks away and corners is something we have to cut out if we're going to win this game. Pereira to put in. It's a good ball. Well defended by Newcastle. Trippier, can he get there? He does. It's out for throwing anyway. So level with it or just inside the 18-yard line. Robinson throws it back out. I think Tim Ream's on the ball. Plays it to Lukic. Back to Ream. Newcastle pushing Fulham back to Rodak. Rodak out to Diop. I would have loved a Diop slip there.
Yeah.
He does have a mistake in him, boys. He does have a mistake in him.
Yeah, he does. Wilson's done.
Is it popped?
Yeah, I think so. He's not in a good way.
I don't know whether this is a good thing or not, because you saw that Willian is about to warm up, and he's a dangerous player.
Yeah,
he's a dangerous player. So what they'll do, they'll switch him. They'll put Willian on the left, switch De Cordova-Reid onto the right, and you could argue they're potentially a stronger team with that change. We'll see. He might play on. It might just be an impact that's causing him a little bit of pain. Interesting that someone in the chat put about Pedro Neto being a potential player coming in.
Great player.
We know how good of a player he is, but what I love about that is that I had a bit of a back and forth with little Dan on the 12th man because I like to wind him up. I wound him up about Neves coming to Newcastle last season, and he properly got wound up about it. And he was trying to wind us up about the Trippier thing. He kept putting articles in the chat, so I did make a point of saying, I said, don't worry, like, you won't be very happy when we steal Pedro Neto from you in the summer. And he didn't take that very well. Let's
go on.
Oh, go on, Sean.
Wins the ball and he wins a corner, or does he? Yeah, he does.
Good play that from Longstaff.
Well done. Put pressure on them. We get opportunities, boys. Every time we've got an opportunity or an in, it's because they struggle to play out from the back and they can't handle the press. Short ball in. Murphy, Trippier,
great ball.
Headed back by Byrne.
Go on.
Longstaff with a goal. What a goal. Get in there. And 3,800 Geordies go absolutely wild. Fulham players are not happy about something. The short corner gets played to Murphy. Murphy knocks it to Trippier. Great ball in, headed down by Byrne. There's a to-do in the box.
Oh, it's Bruno.
And they're saying that coming off Bruno's hand, I think.
Yeah, it looks like a Fulham handball, and then it bounces up. It gets kicked at Bruno. Yeah. Bruno gets kicked at him by a Fulham player onto Bruno's elbow, I believe, and then Longstaff's there, smashes it in with his left foot into the far corner. Rodak's got no chance.
And Bruno's not the one who's put the ball in the net. So technically, following the rules, this shouldn't be ruled off.
It gets kicked at him from like 2 yards away.
Yeah.
They actually, the commentary saying they don't understand how it could come off his hand, how it can be considered coming off his hand. The ball gets kicked up at him from literally a yard away. There's no way that could be considered a handball. Goal!
Yeah,
Goal! It's given!
Right
Newcastle
decision.
United take the lead 1-0. Longy with a goal. And we've got another cheer of celebrations from the 3,000 in the
Goal!
Yeah, we have them.
Yeah, we have them.
Brilliant stuff. Longy puts us 1-0 up, 39 minutes on the clock, and the game's kicked off again. Newcastle back to pressing Fulham. Fulham into Newcastle's half, pressing the ball. Great stuff. You see, put a couple of opportunities there, couple of presses, and there you go. You go and nick yourself a goal. Brilliant stuff there. To be fair, Longy made that because he did the press that won the corner in the first place, and then he's there to sweep the ball home. At this stage now, we hit 41 minutes. Murphy's on the ball again.
Keep going, Murphy.
Yeah.
Well done.
Who wins the ball? I'm not sure.
Was that foul?
I don't know about that. I'm not convinced. I thought he did well to hold off his man. Ball gets kicked up. Nah, never. But it's a great finish.
Great finish.
Great finish. Love it. Rodak getting pressed again. Gordon pressing Diop. Go on, Diop. Give me a slip. Oh,
there we go.
There we go. He gives it away. I told you, there's a mistake in Diop all day long.
Absolutely.
Newcastle win the ball back, whole possession. 41 minutes on the clock. Gives it away, but Longy's there to win it. Keeps possession. Well done, Longy. Oh, fine, man. Well done. Brilliant stuff.
Longy for England, says Andy.
Well, we did say that a year ago. He needs to get back to that level of form if he's going to make the England squad. That's for sure. Oh, Gordon. Oh, unlucky. He's electric, Gordon is. He's so quick, man. And you know what? We were 1-0 up. Gordon hasn't really got going yet. Isak hasn't really got going yet. Neither has Bruno. And we're 1-0 up, boys. We get those boys cooking, and there could be more goals in this game for sure.
Goals?
Goals.
I thought you were going for it then. I thought you were going for round two.
No, wait for the second goal.
Love it. Fulham are trying to huff and puff, bring the ball into Newcastle's half, but Newcastle pressing really well at this moment in time. The fans, Newcastle fans, the away fans are in full voice. You can hear them. You can't hear a Fulham fan. Newcastle fans chanting away. The ball gets played into the box to Wilson. Gets blocked off by Byrne.
Oh, nice.
Bruno with a nice ball outside of the ball. Just doesn't get it right. It was unlucky. Tries the outside of the football into Isak's path, and he just doesn't get it right. It's unlucky, but it was really, really well done to win the ball back, and nice little knock around from Bruno.
Tony says, "Simple ball, Bruno." For fuck's sake.
Yeah, you're right. In hindsight, you're right. But we've seen Bruno do that type of pass before and make it work. Didn't he do it for against Fulham for the third goal when it was Dan Byrne that scored the header at the back post at home in December? If you go back and watch that goal, Tony, you'll see he's capable of it. Just didn't come off this time.
Oh, they're in.
Oh, that's okay. It's okay.
Harrison Reed plays it back out wide. It looks like he was in, but plays it to Wilson out on the wide left. Ball comes into the box, gets headed down. Dubravka comes out and collects it. To be fair, Botman had it covered. Botman's marshaled that situation well. He has that covered.
We started off saying Dubravka, not my keeper, but he's doing okay the last few games. We're still saying not my keeper, I think, overall.
My mind's not changed, mate. Do not change your mind. Dubravka's got to win as a trophy for my mind.
Turn and go.
Go on. Is he on?
Offside.
Look at Murphy.
He's in though. Does he finish?
Get in.
Is he offside? He gets called offside. It's
I think he's off.
Well, let's see.
Murphy gets he did look offside. I thought it was offside when he plays it. He's just off.
Hang on.
Yeah, he's offside. But the finish is what he should have done the first time.
Yeah,
when he got the opportunity. That's the finish. Put your foot through it. It's the finish. But he's clearly offside. He's clearly offside. It's unfortunate. Yeah. No goal. Been confirmed. 3 minutes injury time. As the 45 ticks over, and Willian is on. I imagine. It's just said for Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson can't continue. Willian's on. This is what I worry about because Willian's technique is superb. He might not have the legs that he used to when he was at Chelsea, but he's still a very, very potent winger. So we're gonna have to do a lot to keep this boy quiet. That's for sure. That's one of the big boys onto the pitch that we talked about for Fulham. One of their big boys coming on. I think they've got 2 more windows of changes to make in the second half. On the back of this, nice little ball played inside by Fulham, well marshalled and dealt with by Newcastle.
Get to half time.
Gordon tries the back heel and well defended by Trippier. Well defended. You see, Gordon doesn't need to do that back heel there. He tries a little back heel flick. Fulham win the ball back out of nothing, and all of a sudden Tete puts the ball across. It's a really dangerous ball. If Trippier doesn't deal with that, Willian's on it to put it in the net. Well defended there from Trippier, but again, a needless way to give the ball away. Ball gets knocked in, flicked away by Murphy, and then again by Bruno. Bruno chasing the midfielder out, and then hammered back to Rodak in goal for Fulham. Well defended there from Murphy and Bruno, but again, we just create the pressure ourselves. Could have dealt with that, or Burns got up for a header and landed on his back again. That's how he injured himself against Arsenal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Let's hope that he's okay and he gets back up and he carries on playing because can't afford any of the. Yeah, he gets up so high and he just nicks off the other player and he lands on his back again in exactly the same way. But they're playing on, so I'm assuming he's not on the ground. I'm assuming he's okay.
Yeah, he's running. He's okay.
There we go. Lovely.
Oh.
So they're running into the box. It's a poor effort wide from Pereira, but he's allowed to travel 40 yards without being tackled or approached. Shaw's trying to get back in there because it was a nice turn to create the space, but Botman comes across and it's a tame shot, well wide, yards wide. As we're approaching the end of the 3 minutes additional time, you got the young guns, the young Geordies. They've already got their tops off down in London. It's like being abroad. It's like being in Spain when you're in London from Newcastle. So why not? Goal kick gets taken. Big win from Dan Burn, and again from Longstaff.
Botman has to
make that. Botman, make that.
Yeah. Oh no!
That's okay.
Well dealt with from Trippier. Botman does well to win the ball as the ref goes up for half time. Botman does well to win the ball. He slides across the ball, just out. Ricochets back in. Botman comes out. It comes off, I believe, Reed back into the middle of the pitch, but Trippier's there to sweep it away as the ref blows for half time. But let's look at it there. Isak's already got his shirt ripped, so it's already completely ripped off. So someone's clearly been having a pull at him, trying to stop it in playing at some point in that half. He's not the only Newcastle player to have a huge rip on his shirt. I think Gordon had one against Sunderland. I think there was one against Arsenal. Flipping out. Anything to stop the black and white boys, eh?
Yeah, boys. Do we deserve to be 1-0 up? There was at the start of the game we were in the ascendancy, but Fulham were all over us then for a while. are we counting ourselves lucky to be 1-0 up? We're not playing the greatest.
I think we're good value for the lead because I think we've had some really good chances. I mean, obviously we saw Jacob Murphy with that really good chance early on that he tamely side-footed against the keeper. There was a bit of a melee in the box, and the ball could have gone anywhere, and I think it hit the keeper for another chance. I think we've had the best chances, but Fulham have been, on the ascendancy throughout the game, so that Fulham will feel a bit aggrieved that they're going in behind. But I think, based on the chances, I think we're good value for the lead, and I just hope that we come out second half and we try and get that second one as quickly as possible. Because if Fulham score here, heads could go down. Because in fairness, if you look at the two teams, Fulham have had the better of the half, but I'd say we've had the better chances.
Yeah, and Pete, we said it at the very start, looking at the Fulham squad. We know they have a few of the big guns on the bench. So when do you expect they'll unleash them?
I think the standard practice is that you look at around 60-minute mark. If they've not got a goal or we've got two, for example, at that stage, and it looks like they could well be out of it, I think they'll throw them on for sort of the last 30 minutes, 25 minutes or so, and try and get them to win the game. I'm really glad we're 1-0 up. We've got something to hold on to. We've got something to defend or certainly add to. I would have been more concerned if we were kind of like drawing or losing at the point in which they might bring on these big guns. So hopefully we can add to this in the second half. But do we deserve to be winning? You could probably argue no. You could probably argue that it was more deserved to be 0-0. Like, apart from the big save from Dubravka, they haven't really created any clear-cut chances. They had a lot of the ball, put a lot of the ball into the box, but not really created too much. Whereas Newcastle, for the moments that we've had the ball, we've looked dangerous. We've looked like we could actually create chances and score goals off the back of it. But what I will say is it's clear that our players look better. We've got better players than Fulham, with all due respect to them. And what it's shown is our better players have produced the goods in the big moments. So like the corner comes in, or the corner plays short. It's a great ball in from Trippier, and Bruno being around to get the knock off his arm, shoulder, whatever you want to call it, and Longstaff with a great finish. But you could argue that it should maybe be a draw, but look, I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain at all. I think 1-0 is a great result for us so far. Long may it continue. Hopefully we can add to it in the second half.
Yeah, just picking up a few comments from mid-game as well, and just now as well. Before we went 1-0 up, Tony was saying if we play like this on Tuesday against Villa, they'll put 5 past us. And JB NUFC is saying it's a relegation performance. I wouldn't go that far. We are looking a bit rusty as well. Like we have had 2 weeks off. The team have had time off as well, so they're back in training now. So maybe the momentum here as well. If we get a win here, get into the next round, that will do us all the better, the good as well, and taking us into that Villa game. Maybe 1 or 2 signings along the way. You never know. Yeah, it would be nice to get into the next round. But big performance in the second half needed as well.
Definitely. I think someone put in the chat, MCFC. Anybody know when the replays for the 4th round are going to be played? No idea, but what you would expect is that be midweek, sometime on a Tuesday, Wednesday midweek now. For us, it's not really an issue because we've not got any European football or anything to worry about. But yeah, I think for other teams that may be getting a replay off the back of it, I think it might well be an issue for them.
Let's hope we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same. Let's hope we haven't got to worry about it. Let the other teams have to worry about it. The Liverpools, the Man U's. But I think Man U have got who they got Newport County or something, like a lower league team anyway. Someone like that.
Tomorrow, yeah.
I think it's Newport.
So I wouldn't expect them to need a replay. But look, question I've got for you, Chris.
How's that? It might have already been asked, so I apologise if it has. But how's the household today? After Luton with the last gasp rasper to knock them out of the FA Cup.
Well,
Has it already been asked?
Just as the we touched before on Liverpool and Klopp. So obviously, my one sole Liverpool representative now doesn't live with us anymore. He's moved out with his girlfriend. So thankfully, there's no more Liverpool talk, which is brilliant. Although I wasn't quite liked it the past 48 hours, but never mind. But yeah, in terms of Callum and Lisa, obviously, they're Blues, and Callum popped his head in and said 2-0 Fulham just before the game kicked off. So that was his prediction, which is wrong. Yeah. But yeah, he was hurt before. He was hurt because I think he realised that there won't be any trophy lifting at Goodison Park this season when Luton scored the last minute winner. We were watching that today actually, and yeah, I don't know if you saw it, but it was a really scrappy goal. But fair play to Luton, fantastic for them to get through to the next round, and yeah, Everton feel a bit aggrieved, but yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, and I'm loving it.
Isn't that twice they've won a Goodison this season now?
Yeah,
because Luton won in the Premier League as well. Yeah. Flip it now, that's mad.
Hey, we have to beat Luton ourselves in the next couple of weeks. We kick off that revenge tour.
Mate, it's coming. It's coming. Luton, Fulham, Bournemouth. It's coming. Like the revenge tour. We need that revenge tour fully stocked, boys. We know that Barnes is close. We know that Wilson's close. We know that Willock's close. We need full strength squad, maybe plus a Gibbs White, maybe plus an Onana. Who knows? Let's go. Let's go. 9 points on the board. Come on, let's make it happen. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I did look at Everton's team and I thought, like, they should be winning that. They had a full strength team out. They had like Calvert-Lewin. They had Onana playing. They had all the boys out. Like, and yeah, it didn't sound like a great game. Obviously, I didn't watch it. It didn't sound like a great game at all. But yeah, it's surprising that apparently Everton are on the resurgence, and yeah, they end up losing to Luton. But
yeah, it was a bit of a shock. Our Callum wasn't very happy about it, but it Luton aren't the walkover that everyone was predicting, and they've actually been playing some decent football this season. And it was funny actually because just before they scored, they got a corner, and Callum went, "Oh, Luton are decent at corners. They're good at set pieces." And then literally the ball came in the box. There was a bit of a bounce around. Didn't know where the ball was going to go, and then he just pinged it from about 3 yards out. So Everton got punished. But I tell you, I think it was interesting that Onana played the full 90 minutes today, Pete. That kind of put things to bed, if I'm honest. Especially given Everton are so keen, to Everton will be so keen, to kind of recoup any money that they possibly could. So that kind of said to me that maybe Amadou Onana isn't Newcastle bound. That was certainly how I felt. I mean, we saw, didn't we, on Friday night that Gibbs White didn't start the game and then he came on just after half time. So that was interesting. But yeah, today when I saw Onana playing the full game, I did think, would Everton really? Do you think Everton would risk that, Pete? Do you think that they would risk potentially losing out on a £40+ million deal?
I think. Okay, from my perspective, I'm not surprised that he played the full 90 minutes because he's one of their best players, and they don't play the same without him. Just from my opinion, I think Everton, with regards to Onana, would prefer to sell him in the summer so they can maximize how much they get for him. And they would then be allowed 6 months of him being able to play well to justify his transfer fee. However, I think if Newcastle or anybody gave them a big enough fee, I think they'd take it now. So I don't think they're actively looking to sell him at this moment in time, which is probably why he started and played the 90 minutes. But I wouldn't be surprised if they are prepared for a potential bid come in, because as we said, boys, the window closes on Thursday. You know, it's Saturday right now, so there's still a number of days away. And you know, to be fair with Morgan Gibbs-White, he was coming back from an injury anyway, so that was part of maybe my thinking as to why he maybe started on the bench. He didn't play in the last FA Cup game, but he was coming back from an injury. Normally he would start. So there is, in my opinion, something in that. I've got a feeling that Forest are probably in more FFP danger this time than Everton are, which is why I think Forest maybe need to be more protective of their assets than Everton. Like Everton have still got assets. They've got Onana, but they've also got someone like Pickford. Pickford could go and play for another top team. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if someone like Man United go and try and get Pickford. And sell off their Onana back into Europe somewhere to try and recoup some money.
I couldn't hate him anymore. If he goes to Man United, he would just add to that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I'm looking at like assets for Everton. Pickford's one, Onana's another. I don't even think Dominic Calvert-Lewin is an asset really for them because of his injuries. Like, his injuries are so bad and so consistent. And now, even when he's back and he's playing regularly, he's not really playing that well. Braithwaite is another one. Like, they've got a number of different assets, whereas Forest have really one, maybe two. We've got like Murillo, but Murillo might not get a massive fee. He'll get more than what he paid for. I think they paid 10 million for him. He'll get more than what he paid for, but I think Morgan Gibbs-White is the big asset now that Johnson's gone, and I think they would want to try and maximise that. Whereas Everton, I think, maybe are slightly in a different position. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. They've been the ones that have obviously been earmarked for Newcastle, and I do think that, you know, if Miggy does go, I think we will have then the scope. If it's anything like they're saying, 30 million. Newcastle have got the scope to go out and buy a couple of really good players, maybe buy one and loan one, which will be really, really exciting for us to end the window. If we end the window that way, geez, I think that's going to give Newcastle fans a massive buzz, especially after Villa as well. Whatever happens on Tuesday, that's going to give us a massive buzz going into the second half of the season. Yeah. But do you boys think that that's what Newcastle are waiting for? Do you think that they're waiting to unload their signings after Tuesday, so that these boys have got Luton, Forest and Bournemouth as potentially their first three games to really kind of give us that confidence and injection boost into the second half of the season?
So is the question really, do you think we'll see someone before, or have someone signed before the Villa game or after the Villa game?
After. Like, what I'm asking is that, is it like, do you think it's maybe more strategic that they're waiting, that Newcastle are waiting towards the end of the window, that maybe things are in place, but they're waiting towards the end of the window because, like, the Villa game's going to be tough regardless. We may well lose that. We're at Villa Park. They've got great form. Like, you wouldn't necessarily want to throw a new player into that game. But what I mean by that is that we've got then Luton at home, Forest away, Bournemouth at home. 3 games where you would be confident that we could potentially get 3 points from all of those games. But then adding an injection of 1 or 2 new players to that could well give a real good feel-good factor, which we can use and attack into the second half of the season. So what I'm asking is, like, do you think that's maybe part of Newcastle United's thinking or not?
No, I don't think so. I think if they'll want to move it as fast as possible, and then we said earlier that the selling club, someone we buy from, that they'll want to use that cash as well. So I think if sooner rather than later, if the player or players are bringing in, would hopefully they'd be in the stand or even on the bench, but I'd say it'd be more in the stand come that Villa game, just watching, taking it all in, and just getting ready to line out for us. That's my hope anyway.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think, Chris? As the second just kicks off,
I think it's a possibility piece. I mean, it may be in their thinking. I don't think it's stopping them from making the transfer, but I agree with what you're saying in terms of, say we sign someone tomorrow, it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't register them in time for Villa, just to kind of give them a little, a little ease in, because I think playing away to Aston Villa at Villa Park is going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult game. So do they save them, for the next game, and that little run of 3 games? I could definitely see that happening. And I think it would be a wise move as well, just to give them a few days training with the lads and settle in and stuff like that. And certainly, if you're making your debut at home at St James's Park, I think that's the better option, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
As the game kicks off, just a reminder, as we're talking about the Villa game, away days is coming up tomorrow on Loaded Mag in UFC at 8:00. And Pete, you're joined by Rich Sutherland.
Yeah, Rich Sutherland is coming back again. The Newcastle Villa fan is what I like to call him. He lives in Newcastle, but he's a Villa fan, and it should be really good. He's really looking forward to coming into. Of course, he is. They're in the Champions League race. He's happy about it. So yeah, it'll be a good chat. Looking forward to it. It's let's see what they predict for this game on Tuesday night, because it's going to be an interesting one for sure.
Be a huge 3 points for Villa if they beat us. That would really kind of that would really put any slight, and me, Mr. Optimism, any slight glimmer of hope of top 4, that would really put the nail in the coffin. Because Villa would be far too far away. But as I've said before, boys, if we go to Villa Park and get a result, not only does it help us in our European quest, but it will also make Villa. It'll make Villa go, ooh, okay, these haven't gone away.
Pressure will start mounting. It will start mount on them then, because Villa are in a position where a lot of people now.
What a finish that was!
He's
Offside.
He's off. But it was a great
finish from William, but he deckled over Reed.
It stopped.
For sure. He's well offside. But he's there's already some pressure on Aston Villa at this moment in time anyway, because they've had a few results where you'd expect them to win and they haven't. Sheffield United being one. I think there's been a couple of others where they might have drew games as well. They didn't play well against Burnley and probably didn't really deserve to win, albeit a last-minute penalty. So they've dropped off their form after those brilliant games against Man City and Villa. And you just think, if they don't beat Newcastle, or we beat them, or they even drop points, it puts more pressure on them, because they're expected to get Champions League now. A little bit like how we were last season. Remember in January when we went through those draws with Leeds New Year's Eve, then it was like Crystal Palace away, Bournemouth away, and we got like those draws when you'd expected us to win, and there was question marks added to Newcastle. And I think Villa, if they don't get the point, all 3 points against Newcastle on Tuesday, they might go through the same kind of criticism on the back of that. People started asking questions, because everyone's looking at Tottenham now that have up form. Forget what they did on Friday against Man City. Because they've got form and they've got their players back, everyone's now expecting them to go on and kick on and get top 4. And if Villa Villa drop off, the question marks will be asked, because they're expected to get it now. So, like, I'm all right. I think all the pressure's on them, if I'm honest. And they should be getting Champions League football, because their footballers deserved it. But I think it'll be a great point for us. And then we go on that really good run. And honestly, if we win all 3 of those games, I think the league table looks so different, in that we're in a position where we could be right bang in it again in terms of European competition. I really do think that. So, yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns there. I don't think it's a be-all or end-all for Newcastle, because we're kind of expected to lose with Villa's form at home. But if we win, that could really set us up nicely. And if the one thing I'll be looking for, boys, and I'll mention it again tomorrow, is that if we've got a Barnes or a Wilson or a Willock, or even all 3 to bring off the bench, even if it's for 10-15 minutes at the end, like that's a massive plus for our squad. the confidence they'll get from that'd be unreal.
Looking at the not looking at, remembering. Oh God, that is nasty. That.
Yeah, that's into the flesh. That's took the skin off, the skin layer off.
It's only a graze.
I've got one of them deep on my thigh, right across. It's a huge scar. And I did it, and it was like like the white flesh, and all of a sudden, like blood was just dripping down. It's right across the bottom of my thigh. And my dad didn't think I needed to go to the hospital, and I clearly did because it needed a lot of stitches. And so I just rested it, and it just recovered, and it just ended up in a huge scar, massive scar. So yeah, I've been there. It's all part and parcel of the game.
It is. Yeah, going back to Eddie Howe's press conference, Pete, and what you were just saying, he was his usual coy self when it came to asking about who was available for Villa, and he just wouldn't entertain it. And that to me is a good sign. So will we see Harvey Barnes? Will we see Joe Willock? Will we see Callum Wilson? Who knows?
Yeah, we won't know until time.
Someone asked a question here earlier. It was Stu Amos. He asked a question about Hernay's kid. Where does he play? So central midfield is where he plays. Stu.
I'll be honest with you, I had no idea.
Oh, he's in.
I had to look it up.
Tete's in. He's played the ball into the box, well cleared. There's a little deflection there off Burn, but it allows Shaw to come in and just clear the ball out for a throw in. Well played. Referee stopped the game for something.
Fulham must be so frustrated here. They've had two really good opportunities on the break from a throw in, and the referee every time's gone, nah, sorry, pause the game.
Yeah. I think the physio and the player were too close to the line because obviously they've just been running down that side. Yeah. If something would have happened, a tackle or a challenge or something, that player and I think Lukic and the physio would have been absolutely cleared out. And I think he was just having a word with him just to get him set up.
Corner.
Ball gets blocked for a corner. Burn blocks the ball. A little bit of nice play from Tete there. I think he knocked it through the player's legs. Is it Miley? Yeah, knocks it through Miley's legs. Burn comes across and clears for a corner.
Well done.
Fulham, as you'd expect, as the home team, started putting a little bit of pressure on Newcastle. Ball gets in, nice, big clearance. It's either Botman or Burn, I think, cleared the ball. But Fulham are back. Tete puts the ball into the box again. Cleared again by Shaw. Gordon clears out. Murphy tries to clear, but it gets headed back by a Fulham player. Played out. Oh, Isak plays it into Gordon. Gordon plays out to Murphy, but it's just a little bit too much on it. But it pushes Fulham back and Newcastle up the pitch. Willian on Newcastle's right. That's an area to look at second half. Robinson and Willian down Fulham's left-hand side. That could be a tricky partnership there that Newcastle have to be aware of. Although Tete, to be fair to him, has had a decent game. Getting forward, trying to get balls into the box, trying to cause some problems.
These are our options off the bench, lads, if we need it later on. Just to keep that in mind.
You'd expect Livramento to come on in some way, shape, or form later on into the game.
Maybe for Murphy. Murphy probably is going to run out of steam.
I don't expect him to play a full 90, if I'm honest. I don't. Fulham are doing what Fulham did in the first half. They're having a lot of possession, but kind of just giving the ball away. Like silly misplaced passes. Problem was in the first half, we were just giving it them back. A little bit like what we nearly did just then. But when we keep possession and we move the ball quickly forward, we create problems. Bad touch from Murphy, otherwise he'd have been in. Isak was on the run. Now Tete's back on the run again. Down Newcastle's left. Fulham are holding a lot of possession on the edge of the box, but and to be fair, equally Newcastle are dealing with it, but we're just giving the ball back to them too easily. Play a couple of forward passes well, and then we give the ball away, and then Fulham are right back on it again. And when we haven't done that, and when we have got forward, we've created loads of problems for them.
No way.
Ball gets put into the box. Burns got his hands firmly tucked into his body. It's not a penalty.
Not a chance.
It's not a penalty. But you'd expect Fulham. They're going to call for everything.
They're going to call it, yeah. Come on, Isaac.
Again, the ball gets given away. I mean, Isaac's got 3 men around him. It's crowded out, to be fair to him.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
Again, we try and carve an opening. We give the ball away, and straight away, Fulham on the attack, and straight away, Fulham play a ball, and it goes out for a goal kick, and they give the possession straight back to Newcastle United. It's the same process. It's exactly the same process.
I kind of feel like I want to see more from this midfield. I think defensively we're looking solid, as you say, Pete. We're looking organised. We're defending well. But Fulham are swamping the midfield at the moment, and they've got so much time. I mean, just as I'm talking here, I think it's Kukic. He receives the ball, and there's no one within 15, 20 yards of him. So he's got time to pick a pass.
Yeah, and
it just all feels a little bit slow, a little bit pedestrian at the moment. Fulham, we're gifting Fulham. I get that, the idea is to sit back and give Fulham the possession, and we haven't got a problem with that. Maybe catch them on the counter, but far too much time being afforded to Fulham at the minute.
Yeah, but what it looks like is what we didn't do against Man City. So what we've tried to do, particularly in the second half, is the 3 midfielders have tried to keep things really tight.
Yeah.
Overlap Gordon.
Yeah. Isaac's running on the left-hand side. Gordon overlaps. Gordon. Unlucky. It's a good save from Rodak. Gordon on the overlap. Isaac cuts in from the left onto his right foot. And instead of playing with Gordon, he has a shot through the legs of Lukic. It is down the middle, straight to Rodak. It's an expected save. But again, it shows the intent of Newcastle United. How quick was that counter-attack? Out of nothing, within 5-6 seconds, we're on the attack, in the danger zone, up to Fulham, and we've got a shot on target. That's how quickly things can change, and Newcastle can create problems for them. But it's not happening often enough as Harrison Reed gets into the box, cuts it back, well defended by Sven Botman, I believe. And
Go on, Gordon.
I'll tell you what, Fabian Shaw got lucky there. He was pressing so high up the pitch, and then Botman had to move across to kind of help out, and there was a big gap. Fulham could have got in there. We were lucky.
There was a big opening there when Harrison Reed got that ball played to him in the middle. Robinson plays it into the box. It's a long ball out wide. Played back to Reed. Reed to Tete. Tete smashes it well over the bar. Nothing to worry about. But again, there are openings there that happens, but we are dealing with them quite well. We're resorting them to opportunities far back of the pitch. There's nothing quite clear cut for Fulham. Miley on the ball, out to Gordon. Gordon one-on-one with Tete, cuts inside, plays it to Bruno. Bruno, diagonal ball out to Murphy. Good touch by Murphy. Trippier's with him. Ball into the box for Longstaff. Corner ball. There we go. Nice little movement there from Longstaff, making that run that we see him do all the time into that kind of half space into the box. He tries to cut it back, gets defended, blocked out for a corner. Newcastle on the attack. How quick was that? How quick was that? 6 seconds, and bang, we're in their box creating an opportunity. It's as easy as that. Trippier in.
Get in! Beat that bird!
Get in.
Burn, baby, burn.
Get in there, boy. Oh, we're waiting for you, Chris. Go. There we go.
Fantastic. Brilliant header. Brilliant initial header.
Botman got a head on it first, I think, didn't he?
It was
Powerful.
Daz. I think he was listening to you, mate.
Yeah.
Bullet header, burn in there, boom, booming header, smashes it into the goal. Damn Burn. He's on the goal trail, boys. He's on the goal trail. Love it. That's a great goal.
Get in.
Well done, boys. Great delivery from Trippier. Lovely stuff. Lovely
That's
stuff.
second goal
Exactly
we need.
what we need.
Yeah.
Keep at them now. Don't give up. Keep
Boys,
on top of them.
Been saying it all game. Fulham have had all the possession, but when we attack and we keep the ball ticking over, 6 seconds that took to get the corner. 6 seconds from one end of the pitch to the other. Quick attacking intent, finding the right passes, we win the corner. From the corner, we get the goal. Like, that's the difference in quality between Newcastle United and Fulham. The problem is, we just haven't done it enough this game. If we'd have done it more, we'd have put Fulham under crazy amount of pressure. Crazy amount of pressure. Hopefully now the boys will start ticking us. The confidence will start building. They'll start playing the ball around a bit more. You know, one or two have kind of eased his way into the game. They've been good on the ball. I think Shaw's been good today. Murphy's been good today. Been good to have him back. He's got his electric pace. His right foot, the fact that he uses his right foot on the right wing is key for us at times. Isak's had a good game, although he's had at times scraps to kind of feast on. He's done all right. It's created problems. We haven't hit 75%, boys. We ain't even hit 75%. We're winning 2-0.
No. And don't forget, Fulham are going to have to. They're going to have to open up. Yeah, I think you were just about to say it, Daz. Fulham are going to have to open up.
I was going to say, I'll have to wear this green shirt more often. First time wearing it. Have we ever won a game in the green shirt before? I can't remember one.
Not in the green shirt, but we, in terms of it being the official Saudi shirt, the only time we won was last season, I believe. I don't think we've won in this green shirt yet. In the actual campaign, anyway.
Yeah. If anyone remembers, put it in the chat.
Exactly what we wanted, boys. 63 minutes in, we did say at halftime, get the second goal, and that's gonna allow Newcastle to build confidence, and it's gonna put pressure on Fulham to come out and do the business. So that may well open up more opportunities to Bravka. You got to come and collect that. It ends up rolling out for a goal kick. Well marshalled there from Kieran Trippier. Well done. I love that. Just a little bit of shit just being added in there. Sorry, that's cool.
The draw is on ahead of the Liverpool game. I think it said there midday tomorrow, or sorry, not midday, around 1 or 2 o'clock tomorrow, I think, or as part of that Liverpool game.
I'm not gonna lie, Daz. Like, we're 2-0 up. I expected to go through, but I'm just not. I'm just not thinking about it yet.
I'm thinking about the draw now.
There's no late goal conceded. I'm just if we're 2-0 up and it's kind of like 90th minute.
Well, they have to score 3 for us not to be in the draw. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's true. Well done, Dubravka. Comes out and collects that. Just takes the pressure off the defense. Brilliant stuff. But yeah, well, go on then, Daz. I'll indulge you. Come on. Talk about the draw. Come on then.
No. Just wonder where exactly it was. Look, and you know what we're going to get. As Tony says here, Liverpool away, which we'll get in the draw. Hey, but at the same time, it's probably our only chance of getting a victory over Klopp. So
yeah, the last opportunity. Yeah, because at this moment in time, we don't play them again. We don't play Klopp.
We don't.
Oh. You know when I'd want to beat Liverpool, I want to beat them in the final.
Oh,
just for Madden
oh,
Leeds. You'd be banned from Merseyside, Chris.
I
You'd be allowed
don't know,
home, mate.
I don't know what I'd do if we'd done that. I reckon I'd go missing for about a week.
Yeah,
Oh,
so would I.
As long as you don't go missing
mate.
full stop, Chris, that's okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'd go missing for a week, but that's because I'd be outside St James's Park in Shearers, drinking for a week. That's where I'd be. But no, it's. I think someone asked the question earlier. I think it was Geordie Toon for Life on socials. I'm not gonna lie. I'd love a Maidstone United after what they did today. Maidstone United, the beat obviously Ipswich. It was a great, fascinating game to watch. I think there's 6 tiers difference in those two teams. I'd love them either home or away.
Too much. Too much.
Go on, Gordon. Put him under pressure. Was unlucky there. Out for a goal. Out for a Newcastle throw, I believe. Yeah, I love Maidstone United. Go on,
it was Maidstone United. I watched a bit of that game. I thought it was Mansfield Town. That's how bad.
I thought you said Mansfield Town earlier, but I didn't want to.
Much attention I paid to it.
Mansfield. I think they play yellow and blue. Yellow and blue, I think. I think so. I went. Funny enough, I went to Mansfield. The only time I've ever been to Mansfield Town was with Lee. Lee got me my birthday for my birthday. Oh, was it my birthday? Yeah, I think it was for my birthday. It was tickets to see Alan Shearer talking live at Mansfield Town at their actual stadium. So it was in one of the stands, and they built a special stage for him. Honestly, I didn't expect to see as many Newcastle fans as I did there. As Gordon goes into the box.
Oh, hit the bar.
It's too high.
I think it hit the bar, because it bounced funny. The ball bounced like weirdly out. No, it didn't.
I thought then it might have been that the goalkeeper maybe got a touch, which is why there was funny movement for it. But yeah, it was. I think he got it me for my birthday, and yeah, it was brilliant talking. A really, really good evening. So many Newcastle fans there. So that's the only time I've ever been to Mansfield Town. Didn't even know where it was up until that point. But yeah, this is Maidstone Town. Maidstone United.
Look at where are they in the map?
Honestly, no idea. No idea.
I don't know where Maidstone is.
Are they central or further north?
Oh,
Gordon's on right. 2-on-2. Gordon, he's gone to the left. Gordon.
Oh, nah.
It's a corner ball. He committed the ball just a little bit too much. And he tries to cut back. That's what he tries to do. He tries to cut back. But Diop, to be fair, defends well. To be fair, if he manages to chop it back, he wins a penalty there.
Clear.
Yeah. Which is what it was after. Abraham Santana. Hope you're a subscriber. Have you subscribed to the channel? Great to see you in the chat. Putting a lot of comments.
Mr. Santana, are you Brazil Kane from Twitter? That's my question.
Oh,
could well be.
Great question. Corner comes in. Oh, cleared by Fulham. Gordon. Just inside Fulham's half, plays a long ball out wide, diagonal ball, but then Fulham are on the attack again now. Giving the ball.
Yes, it is.
Great. Yes.
Brazil Kane from Twitter.
Love it. Oh, what made you think of that, Daz?
That does.
Yeah, no, because he replied back to me earlier saying that he didn't know we were doing a watch along, so he's going to join. So that's just coming into my head. I know Brazil Kane, Foxy, and myself had a great chat about the South Americans, the South American Wonder Kids. You'd be surprised to hear. Great to have you with us.
Yeah, brilliant.
Time for joining me.
Abby. We call you
Abe.
We call you Abe.
Great to see you, Abe. Great to see you in the chat. Yeah, come and join us more often. Put some great comments in the chat. Brilliant stuff.
Here come the big boys. Raul Jimenez, Tosin Adebayo, and Paulinho all coming on.
Yeah.
Interesting to see Adebayo. 6 months left on his contract. A good centre back. He's a good player. Be interesting to see how he gets on in this game. He's a player that Newcastle United have watched. Ball comes into the box of Fulham. Well marshalled by Trippier.
Well done. Brilliant.
Plays it out to Miley. Miley on the attack, going into the Fulham half. Plays it out to Gordon. Gordon,
who's it?
Well done, Gordon. Keep possession. Well done. Burn out to Miley. Miley out on the wide left. Cuts inside. Keeps possession. Back to Burn. Burn to Bruno. Bruno keeps possession out to Shaw. Yeah. Well manoeuvred. Lovely stuff. Great to see Stevie Warnock in the chat as well. Craig Lee.
Yes.
Carlisle Tuna. Great to see you all in the chat, putting comments in. Really appreciate it because everyone's watching the game, but throwing out some good comments and questions and various other things. It's good to keep that conversation alive whilst the game's on, and keep things ticking over. So absolutely top stuff. Paulinho, is he what how old is he? 27, 28, 27?
He could be around 28.
He's around that,
Yeah.
What would you say, boys? Great age? Not bad age?
I'd say good age.
No. If you're getting on a cheap deal, like a contract running down, then it'd be, but not going mad.
Would you take him though? Would you take him at Newcastle?
He's a good player. He's a great player.
Yeah, he's a great player. Yeah.
He's Bayern Munich are after him. They're desperate. They're desperate for him. There's rumours that that deal was kind of wrapped up for the summer. Like
again.
Yeah. Willian's out on the Newcastle's far right, clips it to the back post, cleared by Dan Burn, good header. Jimenez is now out on the Newcastle's far left. Comes up against Gordon up against Jimenez, plays it back to Tete. Gordon tries to nick it off Tete and has to play it back to Adebayo. 73 minutes, boys. Just over 15 minutes to go. What do you make of the game so far? How has it gone for you?
Yeah, for me, look, we haven't been playing the greatest. It's like we started well. Fulham were all over us then. Then we got our break and we took our chance and got our goal. Again, took us a while to get into this half.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry, we were playing a bit of one-touch football there in our own box, and Fulham were pressing us. We managed to get the ball out for a throw-in. Sorry to interrupt, Dad. I apologise for that, but just Miley just tried to play a little bit one-touch football back to the centre back, and I think he just gave one of our players a nod. So I think one of our boys has just had a bit of a word with him, just say, don't do that.
Here comes Tino.
We'll further forward. Yep. Murphy.
As you said,
Murphy. He's done well. He's done really well. On his first game back for what, 2 months, 3 months?
Yeah.
That'd be good 75 minutes in the tank there. Great to see him back. He's naturally fit anyway. And the Geordie lads and lasses, they're all giving the fist pumps, young and old. I love it. Oh, get me back in an away end. Jesus Christ, man. I need it. I've missed it this season.
Yeah, I have as well.
Not being a season ticket holder is hard. I need it. Give me it.
To answer Lee G's question, lads, do you think we should be making changes now to close the door? This is the start of it now with Tino coming on for Murphy. You imagine Lewis Hall get a kickabout as well at some point.
I'll throw this back to you boys. What change? If we had to make a change, not through injury or anything like that, but if you were to make a change now, what would you make?
Here's the subs again.
Interesting. Livermento's gone on to the left.
Kraft,
Gordon
maybe another one.
Yeah.
Bring on.
Kraft, bring him on. Yeah, I don't know if you'd already mentioned it. Apologise if you did, but Livermento's gone on to the left. Gordon's now on the right with Trippier. So Gordon's gone right wing. Livermento's gone onto the left wing.
Is that to maybe deal with Kenny Tessie, maybe?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. Interesting.
I think if I was going to make a change, I'd like to see Lewis Hall given a few minutes. The only problem is Fulham are really attacking down that right hand side.
I'm surprised. Who was that? Who was he up against there? Was that Botman?
Burn. I thought it was Burn.
I think it's Botman.
Botman, you're right. Yeah.
Botman doesn't jump. He kind of gets. He goes to jump, and Jimenez just gets above him. But I'm surprised that he lets Jimenez get a head on him there.
So was Dubravka.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, Daz. He was. I think Dubravka was shocked. Like, to be fair, Jimenez should score there.
Yeah, he should.
Absolutely score there. He's got the jump on him. He wins the ball cleanly. He just has to guide it towards goal. I think, I'll be honest, I think that's a bit of a let-off for Newcastle there. Brilliant tackle from Burn. Brilliant tackle. He's done that a few times. Fair play to him.
He's had a good game.
Yeah. Yeah, long may it continue. But empty seats all over the stadium. I mentioned it earlier on in the game, the protest from Fulham fans about the price of tickets, certainly for the FA Cup game. I don't know the exact price off the top of my head, but for the cup game, they were certainly not happy and felt it was far too extortionate for the Fulham FA Cup game. Ball from Robinson gets smashed towards goal. It's well wide. It's not troubling Dubravka. But what I can see in the pockets where there was empty seats, there is now more empty seats. So clearly fans have already left the stadium in these areas as the game is ticked on.
One from Stevie Warnock here. He says, when the missus turned 40, I told her it was a great age. I ducked straight after and she missed with the right hook.
You're learning. Stevie Warnock, like you clearly watch Loaded Mag on a regular. if you're giving her the great age, as long as you give her the finger point, give her the finger point. That has more.
It means nothing without the finger point.
No, the finger point gives it the meaning it's a good thing.
It's good. Yeah, exactly.
Come on, Tino.
What a ball! What a ball!
In the box. It's out wide. He's always going to look for the. He's always going to look for the ball. It's a corner. He's always going to look for the ball across, but at that point, Isak's not there. So it's a Fulham centre back that just clears the ball. But really good move, good running from Tino into those little pockets of space.
Brilliant ball, brilliant ball.
Yeah,
brilliant ball. Little ball in behind. It was a really nice ball.
100%.
A lot of people calling for Isak to come off now, as in like it looks like he's running on empty and thinking ahead to the Villa game as well.
Yeah, ball comes in. Oh, Bruno, I think, tries to flick it. Fulham tried to counter-attack. Miley's keeping chase.
Oh, great tackle.
Good tackle.
Well
and
done.
Newcastle keeping the ball. And actually, it's a Newcastle throw. Brilliant stuff. Well done, Lewis Miley. Excellent stuff.
And Abe says as well earlier, he says, thanks, guys. Like I said to Daz, I always watch you guys, but rarely live. Work gets in the way, but my like is guaranteed. Yeah, so we like to hear, Abe. Nice one.
Love it. And look, we haven't said it tonight, but Abe and everyone else in the chat that's been watching over the course of this evening, tell a friend to tell a friend. Thanks for watching first and foremost, as Chris or Daz is bang on the money. But look, as we keep saying, tell a friend to tell a friend. So we love the fact that you guys and girls are watching the channel, committed to the shows. You put your comments and your likes, all the rest of it. But as we try to expand, let someone else know and get them to subscribe and go from there, and help us to build the channel with like-minded Newcastle United fans that want to come and talk Newcastle and talk all things transfers, results, reactions, all the rest of it, players. Get them to come and join the channel. So if you can, that'll be amazing.
Or if you have a friend. Or if you have a friend that who supports a different club and we're coming up against that club, tell them to come and watch away days and the build up to the game as well. So we try to cater for a bit of everything as well.
Absolutely, definitely. Boys, I'd not looked at the clock for a while. 81 minutes. Last time I think I looked at the clock, it was 73. Those near 10 minutes have flew by. But Newcastle have been looking to create a little bit more in the last sort of 10 minutes or so. Newcastle look to press forward. Tino's
on the march.
When you see his militant march, arms, shoulders are right up there. Brilliant stuff. Newcastle,
get back, Burn, get back.
And just to say, guys and girls, thank you for tuning in and being a part of the channel and being a part of the chat. We don't need a lot of Newcastle fans watch the show, but thank you for just putting your comments in there and just kind of joining us guys on the journey for tonight, because it's we're winning 2-0. Everyone's happy. Good result so far. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it, people. Brilliant stuff as always.
No problem, Peter. I was doing nothing else anyway, so.
No, this is it. This is what we do, Daz. Come on, man.
Fucking now I'm gonna have to wear this green jersey every so often.
You're gonna have to, Daz. You're gonna have to next game. You don't have to wear
it messes with my green screen. I can't wear it with the green screen.
Oh, Bruno, that's strong.
Trips was
lucky. Giving an old Callum Wilson chant out there.
Oh, I can hear them.
Oh no, it's not. It's not Wilson. It's Alan Shearer. Giving a big Alan Shearer chant out there. We're going old school. We're going 05. We're going 05 Newcastle chants. I love it. We're going old school.
Pity it's not on BBC.
Yeah, you know what, boys? I said it to you with the Sunderland.
Oh, there he is. He's cheers in the crowd.
Oh my god!
No way.
Why did I not get a Fulham ticket? Oh man! Big Al. Oh, whoever got those tickets must be on cloud 9 that's in and around Big Al. Jesus Christ, man! Big header from Dan Burn clears the ball.
I love the way it took 83 minutes to get onto it.
Yeah, to realise big house in the way. Love it. Oh man.
And so next to him was his son Will as well.
What's that?
Next to Big Al was his son Will. He was next to him.
Yeah, Will Shearer. Yeah. So many memories watching the big man do his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what a guy!
That's awful.
Awful. Yeah. Chris, it's hitting hope now. It's hitting hope.
It is.
It really is. Really is hitting hope. Their desperation's properly kicking in. That's for sure. Just re-showing the goals.
2 local boys as well at the goals.
Yeah, it's what we love.
Local heroes.
100%.
2 little bits of interesting news there, boys. So Luke Littler has beaten Gerwin Price to reach the Dutch Darts Masters final. So he's continuing his great vein of form. And
did you see his 9? Oh, Trippier's down. Oh no! Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
Has he felt something and maybe he just wants to come off?
Caution.
He doesn't look very happy. Sorry to interrupt you, Chris.
No, not at all, mate.
I just looked up and I saw Trippier down. But actually, what I was going to say is did you see his 9-dot finish at the Bahrain Masters?
Yes. Fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Trips is coming off, lads. I think Kraft is coming on.
Yeah.
Here's Kraft,
that's not good for Villa because the turnaround's so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless, of course, Eddie said, listen, any slight little knock, let us know. Maybe Trippier's just disappointed he's got to come off. But, I mean, he seemed to walk off okay. So,
it looked like he was limping a little bit. Not going to lie.
Pete, change the subject a second. Have you seen Anthony in the Skies today? Any Anthony on Plane Watch?
You guys are going to be the plane spot of death of me because I don't know why. Since you guys mentioned it on the last show, I don't know why, but on my socials, I'm just seeing more planes. Like, I see more planes popping up
everywhere.
You guys planting stuff on my timeline because I'm seeing more planes spotting up.
I'll start tagging you in now.
Yeah, I'm sending you guys stuff now. Like, I feel like a plane spot myself. I'm like, what is going on? I went through the whole takeover without getting myself attached to any planes, any Mike Ashley planes, any Saudi planes. And now I'm looking for Morgan's Gibbs White planes. I'm looking for Amadou Onana planes. I'm looking for anything. Like, what have you done to me, man? What have you done to me? Killing me. Unbelievable.
Love a good plane spot, Pete. I tell you what, talking of plane spotting, do you remember that picture that was going round, and it was a plane that had been chartered, and it had all the names of the owners on it, and we were like,
Takeover. Day before takeover, yeah. We talked about it on the show.
Yeah. I was working. I think
Wow.
one of you boys sent it to me that day.
Jesus.
You I think one of you boys put it in the chat because I literally saw it on my break and I was like, what is this?
Yeah. Jamie Rubin, Amanda Stavely, and Mirzad Kadusi all on the same plane, and it was like, hang on. Something's afoot here. Something is afoot.
People try to play it down then as well.
That's it. Oh God. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Wembley chants out again from the Newcastle fans. Tell me, ma. 88 minutes, boys. Are we through? Are we done? Are we there?
We're done. I just hope we can. I just hope we can keep it a clean sheet. Yeah, that's true, Pete.
Go on. Another goal here.
Miley sets Tino Livramento out on the far left, up against Tete. He cuts inside, plays it into Bruno. Bruno on the edge of the area. Looks to shoot, then plays it to Longstaff. Longstaff to Kraft. And we just keep possession. If there's not a clear opening, they're just going to keep ball. Smart play as we hit onto the 89th minute. Bruno keeping the ball, playing in Kraft. As we said, boys, the other day, Kraft got an injury against Chelsea, but actually, for the couple of games he came in, he actually played well, and it looks like Eddie Howe does have an element of trust for his game. Oh, Miley cuts inside.
Oh,
it's unlucky, to be fair, really unlucky, because if he gets that right, he's actually
done.
Dan Burn, wow.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That was brilliant.
He's been brilliant tonight.
Yeah, he has. Burn's been excellent.
Really has been good. Fair play to him.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me. Strong as an ox. Absolutely strong as an ox.
Just used his body there, didn't he? Used his body, and he wasn't getting anywhere. The Fulham player.
Oh, go on.
Lovely ball in for Isak. Isak's in. Is he going to square it? He does to Tino. Squares it back to Isak. Miley gets brought down. Does he get a free kick? No, but Tino wins it back for Isak. Isak's in. He doesn't shoot. He tries
a shot off.
He tries to chop it onto his left. Why do that? Jimenez on the left up against Dan Burn. Turns him, but doesn't get anywhere. Fulham end up playing it back into midfield. Oh, I'm surprised that Isak doesn't take the shot there. Tries to chop it.
Gordon working tirelessly, tirelessly.
Oh. Gordon's ran his socks off tonight.
Yeah, he has.
Miley's played well as well. Miley's had
Yeah.
much better second half. Shaw tries to play it short, gets cut out. Fulham back on the attack with Robinson. Longstaff goes out to cut it. Willian tries to cut in on the right.
Oh, Jesus.
Bruno
Got a free kick. Big and strong from Bruno. Love it. Love it. Oh, ball gets cut back from Fulham. Too high across goal, but Robinson's on the other side. Plays it short.
Go on, Gordon.
Longstaff picks it up, and now Gordon is on the march.
Space.
Yeah, he's got the space.
Can you get in, Isaac?
Isaac's not looking for it, but he is now. He catches it on the edge. Bruno's there. Cuts it.
Unlucky Bruno.
Another Bruno shot. Wasted shot.
Yeah. Well won back by Miley, or Fulham still pick it up. But he wins the tackle back, and then he wins it again out for a Fulham throw. It's that work rate. It's that endeavour. It's that, this is what we probably still needed at the last minutes against Man City at the same point in the game. We didn't have this. The ability to stretch them, the work rate in us. We were absolutely spent. We were shattered at this point, but we've still got the energy.
Well done,
Tino, a lovely little 1-2 chop inside. Plays it out to not Trippier, Emil Kraft. I forgot Trippier had been subbed. Newcastle keeping possession really well, to be fair. Fulham have brought all their big boys on, and they haven't changed anything. 6 minutes extra time, 2 minutes in already.
It does look like they kind of wrote this game off a bit with the starting lineup as well, and put everything into the League Cup.
Yeah. Hey, I'm all for it. Thank you, Fulham. Emilio, we love you. We love you, Emilio. We love you.
Right, Emilio.
He'll be at this game as well, and it'll be interesting. He'll probably put something in the chat in some way.
Yeah, he's a gentleman, actually, Emilio.
He is really respectful. He knows the score. He's a respectful guy. Apparently, Emma on the Geordies Down South chat has just put Lee Dixon's just given Dan Burn man of the match. Would you agree?
Wholeheartedly.
I would actually. I give Dan Burn man of the match as well.
Now, Emeka doesn't agree. He doesn't agree. He can't believe it. And I'm going to do a voice note whilst I'm live. Emeka, you're live on Loading Mag NUFC. I've just put your comment in the chat, bro, about the fact that Lee Dixon just gave Burn man of the match. A few people agree with this statement that he's man of the match, but you don't seem to. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, bro.
Please do not swear.
No, I've just sent him a little voice note. Let's see what he comes back with. He might not come back with it straight away because he has obviously been watching the game. But let's see.
Hey, that could be a new feature we do. If we have a phone number, we could have people who give their live comment and play them. And we could be dodgy though.
Yeah.
To be fair, we need the AirPods in just so we listen to it.
Yeah.
First, see whether it's kosher, whether it's all good, whether we can actually play it beforehand. Big Newcastle chance. La 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 la. Geordies is playing out, ringing out as Newcastle win possession again. Miley into Bruno. Bruno out to Tino Livramento, who has really opened the game since he's come on that left-hand side. He's really given another dimension and actually stretched Tete the other way. Tete hasn't been able to get forward. Adam Rabayo is right up there, edge of the box.
Oh, he missed that.
Could have scored.
Kearney, you'd expect to put the ball in the net. He doesn't.
Yeah, we nearly bought him years ago, didn't we?
We did.
We wanted Rafa Benitez wanted him. It's wide. It's well wide. It's a poor finish. To be fair, Kraft is in a great position. Positional wise, he's spot on. Yeah, interesting.
Into the next round, lads.
Ooh.
Yes. Get in.
Definitely. Who are we going to get, boys? Now we can talk about it. Come on. 30 seconds. Who are we getting in the next round, boys? Come on. Who do you want? Who do you want?
I just want a home tie. I'd love a home tie. Obviously, it'd be nice to avoid the Premier League sides. I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't mind a lower league opposition at home. I think that'd be a really good draw for us. Maidstone, bring it on.
Yeah. Let me go through who's gone through.
No Bobby. No Bobby. Liverpool away.
Liverpool away.
Oh,
no, we don't want that. Okay, Chelsea and Villa have to
Final
replay.
whistle. Sorry, boys.
Yes, get in.
We're through 2-0.
Job done.
Comfortable. But Daz, carry on, fella. Go for it. Sorry.
Yeah, just okay. So it's Villa, Chelsea and Villa have to replay. Sheffield Wednesday and Coventry have to replay. Bristol City and Forest have to replay. Man City go through. So we'd like to avoid Man City. Then going on to today's games when it refreshes. Hang on, I'll reconnect to Wi-Fi. Big damn
Maidstone United. Let's get it's always going to be a potential giant killing from Maidstone's point of view, and it'll be the most talked about game out there. But look,
yeah, that'd be nice.
I'd love them. I'd love them at St James's Park.
So there, I'm sure as well. Leeds and Plymouth have to replay. Leicester are through. Brighton are through. Luton are through. Sorry, Chris. We're through. Then it's West Brom Wolves tomorrow, Watford Southampton tomorrow, Liverpool and Norwich. That's when the draw is going to take place there as well. Yeah, Newport and Man United. Would you fancy Newport? I'd love to get Newport in the next round.
Love it.
Blackburn Wrexham is the Monday game then. That's it then.
Would you take a Wrexham?
Yeah, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Wrexham are likely to get promoted this season. They are looking really good for a team that's just got promoted into the Football League. They look really good. I would love that. Wrexham at St James's Park. We'd make their next documentary if that was the case.
We have to do it in the away days.
Ryan Reynolds, yeah. Let's do it away days with Ryan Reynolds. Why not?
There you go.
Really. Imagine that. That'd be unreal, man. Unreal. Love it. Yeah, I agree. To be fair, we deserve a little bit of luck in there. In the cup draws, whether it's Champions League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, people would think obviously it was lower league with regards to Sunderland, but it's a heated derby, and it could have gone anywhere. But then we get a Premier League team away from home. It's about time we got a decent draw to get into the sort of the potentially into the 6th round. We need a team. For me, I think we deserve a team that's kind of lower league at home. I take that all day long.
Home draw is what we
with the full squad to choose from.
Yeah,
that'd
few extras, lovely.
That'd be lovely. I've got a response from America to the
Go on, play it.
To the voice. No, he's strategic. America. He'll send a message. He'll send a voice note, but he's put, "Bro is probably the worst I've seen him play. Looks slow, unfit, and got skinned about 4 or 5 times in the first half. I must be watching a different game. He did improve in the second half, though.
Second half, mate, was brilliant.
Yeah,
I thought it was really good.
Dan Burn fan, is he?
Nah, he tells it as he sees it. Emeka, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, to be fair. But no, I agree with what he said. He was much better in the second half, but in the first half, to be fair, we talked about it. A lot of the play did go down that right hand side. Harrison Reed was cheating in that area. I don't think he was the worst in the world. I'm not going to lie, but yeah. What do you think about that? Would you agree? Disagree? Do you think he deserved man of the match?
Yeah, I said yeah. I thought he was as well. And he got his goal as well. He got a few nicely timed tackles as well in the first half. So yeah, I'm giving him my man of the match. I don't know. It's rare I give Dan Burn man of the match. So
yeah, true. Same.
He cleared a lot of set pieces away as well. Big heads away. Cleared a lot of set pieces. Made a number of big tackles that might have not seemed too big, but there were dangerous counterattacks that he managed to cut out, whether it was for a corner or a throw in. I've got no issue with him being man of the match. I'll be honest. I thought he had a decent game. Fair play to him. I'll be honest with you. I think Newcastle played at 70%. I don't think any of our players were like really lightning on it tonight at all. But that just proves the point. Like, we weren't on it and we still won comfortably 2-0, which kind of tells you the story, really.
Yeah, but a lot of people were saying in the chat as well, we didn't look anyways comfortable until we went 2-0 up, and then it was a bit more comfortable. And they said we kind of played more defensive then as well, just to make sure of it. Trips for Prime Minister says, happy we won, but yet another ass cheeks performance. We ready to admit Eddie is not the answer. Ooh, controversial that one. Trips for Prime Minister.
You were right. It was 2-0. Carl got his prediction right. He just shut the door. He's gone.
Just Carl. He's gone to move in with his brother.
Yeah.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know. Newcastle in the next round and Everton or not. Oh dear. Oh dear. And could be losing Onana to Newcastle. I would love to be a fly on the wall in your household. If Amadou Onana rocks up at Newcastle United, telling them that he's wanted to make a move to a bigger club, and he's excited about the thoughts of playing at the top elite level of Premier League football. I just want to be a fly on the wall on the day that happens, to hear the reactions of your Evertonian family members. I'm not gonna lie,
mate. Honestly, I like they've all been kind of saying the last week or so. Oh, he's dead inconsistent. You know, if we got 70 mil for him, I'd be happy. And I'm saying you're not getting 70 mil for him. That's clear. You're not going to be getting 70 mil for him. But they're already, like saying how inconsistent he is, and if we got good money for him, it'd be good for us and all that. So they're already trying to, line up the disappointments. They're already getting it in already.
I like this one back from M. Lender. He says, in reply to ask, is Eddie the answer? It depends on the question.
I like that.
Philosophical there, that one. I like it. I like that one.
Yeah. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. They've just had obviously you've got given man of the match. They're just analysing the game now, and let's be honest, not a lot to analyse. The 2 goals, other than that, not really a lot to look through. Newcastle got the 2 goals that made the difference. Just going through Botman's header and Burns slamming it home in the second half. Boys, great to see us score more goals from set pieces. We've got big, tall enough, good players in the air to score enough goals from set pieces. Don't really see it enough. Happy with that?
No.
Happy with that. Happy with Watchalong where we won as well, Pete. We have had a few where we've been the last second been robbed in Paris and Man City, I think, as well.
Yeah.
But was it Man City? I can't remember.
The old school Adidas.
Chelsea was.
I think this might be the first win actually of the old school sheer Adidas. It's brought us home. Hopefully, it brings us more good luck in the future, because I've kept wearing it because I thought I need to wear this, because if we start winning, this will become the one And I just thought just needed a little bit of extra time. But yeah, like your Saudi one, that's like your Saudi.
I don't want to have to keep wearing this one though. Jesus. No.
Hey, it keeps us getting the wins on the board, mate. It's got to be done.
Yeah, because we might have to do another watch along for the next round. You never know.
Definitely.
But I still hope we're home, so then we don't have to wear it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Hopefully we're on TV and it all works out. That's for sure. But, yeah, no, good
Palmer there. Michael Palmer there again, asking any news on the Trips injury. It's a bit early yet, but no, we'll have to wait and see what Eddie says. And of course, he won't have anything he can say. It'll be wait till tomorrow, and they'll look at it and see what the story is.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully, it's just a little tweak, and they're just being like just a bit of a precaution, and they don't want to take any chances. Hey, it certainly rules out a move to Bayern Munich.
Bayern,
they've already got a right back now, and they're not gonna sign a new player. So let's for sure let's say for sure he's staying at Newcastle until at least the summer. Hey, let's say for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Look, I want to come back to. Go on, Dad. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, there's a lot of talk of Lewis Hall not getting on, and even Cadete says as well. I think it's safe to say Lewis Hall won't be with us next year. How he's not come on before Kraft? Well, no, he'd come on Kraft would come on a right back though instead of Trips.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it is weird that he's not getting a few minutes here and there. But I think the deal is done, though, isn't it? We've met the criteria. Yeah. I don't think we can back out of that now.
Yeah, the 28 million apparently won't go through until the 1st of July. But it's done. Like, he's a Newcastle player. Like, I think there was maybe 2-3 weeks ago, there was an article that came out to say not long after the question marks were pushed towards Eddie Howe, I think it came out about a week later that actually he's hit the criteria. So like Lewis Hall is a Newcastle United player, so all the questions about whether we're going to keep him on the end of the season or not is gone. Like, he's a Newcastle United player. But there are clearly question marks about where his development is right now. And that's not to say that he's not going to be good enough. The lad's just turned 19 years old. We have to be patient with him. Like not every player will hit the ground running and be a superstar at 19 years old. We've got to be patient with him. We've got to let him find his feet at Newcastle United. He's had some good games for Newcastle United. The game at Old Trafford that we did is that's the game that he was really, really good at. Ooh.
That is breaking news.
I'm not surprised.
Interesting.
He's effectively conceded the league to either Groningen or Bayern or Real Madrid. He's conceded it, but equally, they just got knocked out of the cup by Atletico Bilbao. Absolutely destroyed them and knocked them out of the cup. Like, they're not going to win, in my opinion, anything this season. And so I genuinely believe that Xavi realizes in the back of his mind that he knows that Barcelona are only going one way, and it's down. And
hey, would that leave the door open for Pep? Like, if the things all go south with Man City, you know, how would things play out?
Well, Pep was asked the question last night.
Said he stay another year.
Yeah. He's going to stay another year. To be fair, it makes sense. If he stays another year, apparently the decisions on the 115 charges, is going to be made in 2025. So if he stays another year, he's going to find out about the charges, and I think two things will happen. One, if all the charges are dropped, or Man City win the case, I think he extends his contract. I think he continues at Man City. I think if they are fined in any way, shape, or form, or or they're found guilty, I think he leaves. I think he goes. And I think it wouldn't surprise me if he becomes a national coach, or it wouldn't surprise me if he goes back to Barcelona. But yeah, I don't think that's key to Klopp or Pep. Klopp said he's going to be out of action for at least a year. He's going to have the whole of next season off. He's not going to take a job in the summer or next season at all. He's already confirmed that. Pep Guardiola, I think, may not necessarily be the same, but I think he'll probably already have his mind on the next job. Yeah.
I think Klopp is going to take a year out. That was the same Klopp for part, and he also said he's not going to manage in the Premier League. So, so can't see him at Barcelona that quickly. Just going back to Lewis Hall again for a second. Johnny Green says makes a point here. I wonder if the money we pay for Lewis Hall depends on minutes played.
Apparently,
interesting.
Apparently, that was there was talk about it not being minutes played, but actually points accumulated for Newcastle. Something weird like that. I don't know. I could be wrong, but maybe minutes played. I don't know. Like, to be fair, we haven't really got any points recently. I have no idea, but if it's
just on Lewis Hall, like it's hard to know yet where his best position is, and I was just thinking, like, you never know yet. This is wishful thinking here, but like, because he can play in midfield, maybe maybe he could be. I don't know. This is a mad theory, but like a Gareth Bale type character. You know, Gareth Bale was a left back, and then he moved up to midfield, and he was playing up nearly up front then for Real Madrid, but. You never know. Don't write him off yet, I think, is what I'm thinking. I think he could still be a major player for us.
Yeah, I think there's still potential. There's still potential for Hall to be, come goals. We all knew when he joined that he was a young lad, and to be fair, I think Tino. It's probably the tale of two halves. Like Tino Livramento has probably came in and surpassed expectations, whereas Lewis Hall's come in and he's probably not at the level that Newcastle maybe thought he was, because when we saw Lewis Hall play for Chelsea I don't actually think he played in the Premier League for Chelsea. Did he play in the Premier League for Chelsea?
Who, Lewis Hall?
Was it in the Cup? Yeah, was it in the Cup?
He played against us at St James's Park and as well at Stamford Bridge against his last game of the season, because I was there for that one. He played against Man United at Old Trafford.
Against City?
He only played in the big games.
Yeah, it was only the big games, wasn't it?
He only played in the big games for Chelsea, and he played well in all those games, which is, I think, why Newcastle signed him.
Yeah, he looked good, didn't he? He looked good, and we were all excited, and we didn't think he was an option. But yeah, I'd say Tino Livramento's obviously, surpassed expectation, and I think Lewis Hall's probably been a little bit below expectation. But that's not to say that he can't turn it round. And there's still a long way to go, and he is only still a young lad, isn't he? So who knows?
Michael Palmer has heard something that I heard that the clause is dependent on Loaded Mag subscribers, 7K, and the transfer is locked in. Interesting.
You know what to do, people. You know what to do. Subscribe to the channel. Let's make it happen, people. Love it. Love it.
Now, it will be interesting to see whether some kind of news comes out tonight or tomorrow. Oh, and there's Eddie talking. So maybe someone listen to what Eddie has to say.
1 second. Yeah. He said it's not our best performance, but the motivation to do the job was there.
Were you expecting a little bit more? Was it a bit of a surprise?
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I just put the volume down just in case.
We've obviously got some injury troubles, and we're not at our best. And that's where you just have to, in these games, you have to try and dig out a result. You have to try and get something in the next round.
Talk about injuries affecting the team, but it's about digging out the result.
Do you take
but happy we're coming in at 1-0 at half time.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sean's finish is a great finish.
Bigging up Sean Longstaff's finish. It was a great finish, to be fair.
Yeah.
Talking about Dan Burns scoring important goals.
Ask him the Mickey question. Go on.
Yeah, we're waiting patiently. She's asked him a question about the Newcastle fans and singing all night. The fans were amazing, and he says they're unbelievable.
Wonder if they mentioned Big Al being in the crowd.
Hope they do, but it's attached to BBC, so maybe not.
Foxy sends his wishes to Miggy. Hopefully, he recovers from the terrible illness. Poor lad.
Eddie Howe's first FA Cup win against Premier League opposition. Wow.
Wow.
No Miggy question, no Shearer question. That's it. Interview done. But yeah, that's his first FA Cup win against Premier League opposition. So,
He'll have a post-match press conference now, won't he? Jordan will be down there with his question.
He will. Spoke to Jordan earlier. He again really appreciative of coming on the show on Wednesday. Really enjoyed it. He'll definitely be back again soon, that's for sure. But yeah, he'll be asking the tough questions as he always does. Him and Domsker, they'll be on it. Yeah, should be a good one. But yeah, Darryl, yeah, another one from Jordan down south. Great result last 16. Hopefully we get an easy draw against Maidstone. I think everyone wants Maidstone after today. That would be a great draw. That would be a great draw for us for sure. Let me just turn the volume down because I don't know what they've got to say now. But yeah, brilliant stuff. Big question,
Chris.
Sorry,
Michael says, "I'm not sure Daz suits green like, which is a wee bit of a problem when you are Irish. Chris, you need to hook the lad up with some color enhancing facial products." No,
I'm seeing him in March. Michael, don't worry. In March, I'll get him some blushing and eyeshadow and all that. So don't worry about it.
The first time I met Chris was it was when I met you before the game, but after the Forest game as well. And he started taking out fucking cans of deodorant and different products out of his bag. I was like, this Avon story is really gone. But then we're in the pub and he's doing this. So yeah.
Good times, boys. Good times. And yeah, meet up at the end of March. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, bring it on. On. We should find out the confirmation of the game pretty soon as well, what day it lands on. So
yeah.
Plan ahead then.
That'd be good.
Keith Downey just puts a tweet out. I don't know whether he's got it wrong. he seems to think that there's no injury. No injury's been picked up. So maybe we're looking too much into. Maybe we're looking too much into trips. We'll find out when Eddie Howe as his press conference. He'll be asked the tough questions for sure. But he's made it like a perfect night. Perfect night for Newcastle. We get through to the next round. 2 goals, win 2-0, clean sheet, and no injuries. That was what he put out there. So a few people have come back in his comments and said, "Oh, what about Trippier?" But maybe he forgot. Maybe he thinks that it's not anything serious. Who knows?
Hey, look what happens when I turn the screen on. Okay, emerging. Yeah. Watchalong, FA Cup.
Love it. Give a shout out to Babbo. Babbo is watching the channel. Another Geordie's down south boy. Great to have you in there. Hope you're well. I think in the Matters days we were on with him. So
great.
Oh, Babbo, yes.
Babbo. Yeah,
great to have him on. He's watching. Hopefully, Babbo, you better be a subscriber to the channel, man. Come on, you know make sense.
Babbo was on with us. That's nice. I thought he was on. He came on Loaded Mag at one point.
He did. I think, he was on. He had a couple of shows with us. I'm just checking he's a subscriber. You just got to check these things. You just got to make sure that as it should be. But no, we've had a few new subscribers today. So yeah, thank you for all your support for the show. Click the likes. Did we set a target for the likes?
Nah, difficult to set a target for the likes for the watchalongs. But yeah, great lads. We got a win, and the FA Cup dream is still alive. Get back to Wembley again this season would be nice.
Absolutely.
The team photo's out, boys. The team photo is
it out? Nice.
Yeah. The boys are in there.
Question for Chris. It says, not sure we need big Neville Southall after these recent Dubravka performances.
I tell you what, Martin Dubravka, another solid game. He made a couple of really good saves tonight. He played really well. So yeah, we might not need big Nev just yet.
Is it David that started that Neville Southall?
It might have been
running team now.
It might have been.
Pete, question for you comes from Arsenal for Life. Are we going to watch the Rumble? You have to explain that to us.
I said on socials earlier,
Jimmy
he asked the question. These are my favourite Saturdays. I love them. Newcastle United late kickoff, and then the Royal Rumble. Oh man! If people are wrestling fans, who are you going for? Your women's winner, your men's winner? Any surprises? Come on. Who's going for it? The one person that isn't going to be there is Vince McMahon, because if anyone's seen his recent alleged inappropriate behaviors, Jesus Christ, he won't be back in WWE ever again. Yes, Bobby, the Rumble is tonight. It's tonight. I cannot wait. It's going to be a long night for me watching the Rumble. I'll be up until 3, 4 in the morning watching that bad boy, but I cannot wait. Unbelievable.
Babbo confirmed as well. He's subscribed. Nice one, Babbo.
Good lad. Yeah, definitely. Good man. Good to have you on. Good to see you sub into the channel, as always. Good stuff. Can't wait. Rumble. Buzzing.
Very true.
Question from Michael Palmer. Asked the question. Sorry. Well, we went with 5 at the back later on, I'm pretty sure. We looked good. Should we keep that for Villa? Can't see him starting 5 at the back.
No.
I think we're going to 5 at the back.
Peter, someone else has said that as well. We kind of.
So who dropped in then?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who dropped. I don't think we were. I don't think we went. I don't think we went 5 at the back. I don't think we did. I think we kept it at the same. But like Livramento went left, Kraft swapped to the right. Michael Palmer, it's as real as you want it to be, mate. I've been watching wrestling since I was 3 years old, and yeah,
that Lee's fault as well.
It was. I blame him for everything. But yeah, it was his fault. Honestly, if you see what those go through, it's real as anything. The outcomes are not real, but it's real. It is real. It's really real. And I can't wait to watch it. Nobody can convince me otherwise.
Shout out to Gabrielax, I'm pronouncing the name wrong, but he says he's retired yesterday after 40 years and can now watch live from US. Congratulations, mate.
Congratulations.
Yeah, nice one. Enjoy yourself.
You made
Time
it.
to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, he's done it.
You made it. Love it. Absolutely love it. Congratulations, mate. Yes, the man said it as well. Brilliant. You know what? I'm 100% WWE, massive WWE fan, but we went for a phase in the early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. Me and Lee went to a WCW event in England, and Lee actually got on TV when he was he's still jacked now, but he's when he was in his prime jacked fitness. There was we were on the front row at a WCW event, and the camera guy, the spills to him, and there's me just going mad, like, ah! And Lee's ripped off his top, and he's doing like the Hulk Hogan muscle pose.
You should have jumped in.
Yeah, no, I was a kid. I was nowhere near that. But he pulls in the old Hulk Hogan pose. He looks absolutely shredded. I think we still got it recorded somewhere on, like, on the old videotapes.
VHS.
Yeah, VHS. We still got them recorded somewhere. But yeah, we went to a couple of WCW events back in the day. But yeah, to be fair, I saw Lee last week, and he looks in tip top shape. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. He's inspired me, should we say? Inspired me for sure.
Chris, I know your battery is running low, but this is the first time the three of us have been on together watching the game. I know you normally have to pop off and come back on. So
I do. I know this is the first time in ever, isn't it? Is it ever? No, it won't be ever. But it's first time in a long while. First time in a long while.
So you're a good look now.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to make sure I get to the next one. Well, when we get Maidstone in the next round, we'll be sure to do a live again.
Yeah,
sure will.
Oh, imagine that! Imagine trying to get a Maidstone away days. Because I would try my hardest to do that. There is no doubt.
You're probably gonna win the players.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. I'd love that.
Right, I have a question for you, lads.
Go for it.
Let's assume something's happened with Miggy, right? When do you think we'll hear news of that? I'm thinking we'll hear news tomorrow.
Agree. I said a few days ago, Daz, I thought today would be a non day because it was match day, and I think tomorrow is when we hear something. I agree.
Pete.
Yeah. I did say in one of the shows last week, I think because we've got 2 match days coming up, like, things are going to need to get sorted quite quickly. I'm surprised that we haven't heard anything before the game, but I think Miggy not being involved is quite symbolic in terms of that. I think tomorrow and Monday are 2 big days, honestly. I think if we need time to get signings in, I think tomorrow and Monday is when something's going to need to be agreed, because we're going to need to get Miggy over to Saudi. I said it to you boys in the chat. It's not simple when it's a move over to Saudi, because you're moving to the other side of the world. You need time to organize your stuff. You need time to kind of prepare to make a big move like that. If you go back to Alan St-Maximin, his move was agreed, and he didn't move for like nearly 2 weeks because he had to move everything over, his family, everything had to be sorted. Like, who's to say that that's not being sorted now in the background, and they're just waiting to agree it because Newcastle are working on players to get in as a replacement, but also to get Miggy allowed, like, to be up and running. There's all these things to consider. It's not like moving to another club in England or Europe. So it has to be done very soon. We have to get players in. And I think I said it to you, Daz, before we went live. Like, if you're going to get someone like a Morgan's Gibb White or an Onana, like, you cannot be waiting till the deadline day on Thursday to get that deal done. That deal needs to be agreed in principle of some form by Monday, Tuesday, because you need to get him over, medical, all the rest of it, to kind of confirm that deal. So for me, I just think it has to be in the next 2 or 3 days be organized. I can see maybe a deal being agreed on deadline day, but I can't see a deal coming out of nowhere on deadline day and then being agreed and then signed off within the same day. I just can't see it, especially with the type of signers we'll be looking at. So yeah, bring it on the good news in the next 2 days.
Fingers crossed, boys. Fingers crossed.
Cool. I think we'll start rounding it up now, as well as we're heading near towards the 3 hour mark. Just a reminder to people as well that what's coming tomorrow is 8 o'clock. It could be, if something breaks, it could be something before that. But away days, tell us more.
Yeah, Rich Sutherland is coming to join us again. Talk all things Aston Villa. Obviously, he'll be confident going into this game on Tuesday. But hey, we've just won tonight, and why not try and go and spoil the party at Villa Park? We've done it before. Let's do it again. So, yeah, we'll talk to him about the game. We'll look at what players they've got available, what we've got available. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk about a potential new signing coming in on the show. But let's see. It'll be a great chat regardless.
Also, just if anyone is curious, we are available on a multitude of different platforms. Now, this one won't go to Spotify, Amazon Music, or Apple Music, but normally our shows do, as well as YouTube. We're also on different socials and Twitter, X, TikTok, and Insta. And if for any business inquiries, you can contact us on loadedmag, NUFC, info@gmail.com. So that is our platforms and socials. And a shout out to our sponsors as well. Shout out to H2O Bathroom Design Co. And the beautiful bathrooms are available from the guys there. Go to the website, check out the latest and greatest. Also, shout out to the radiatorshed.com. And again, go check out the website for the latest and greatest from Russ and for all your radiator needs. And new pictures coming soon.
Just some interesting news coming out. Not transfer related, but Marco Silva has stormed out the press conference tonight, having been kind of questioned about the Bruno handball to the Longstaff goal. He clearly thinks it's handball. People in the press conference, they clearly think it wasn't handball, and so therefore he stormed out off the back of that, which is not the first time he's stormed out of a press conference when he's got his own way. But it just goes to show how frustrated he is that they lost that game. Interesting.
And Eddie Howell, no, it never was. Eddie Howell stormed out of the press conference when Jordan insists that Miggy is not injured or does not have an illness. So wait for that one later on. That is it for the night. Actually, here I have another little jingle to see out the show as we head into an interesting next couple of days in the transfer market. I guess we just need to make that money talk. Good night, everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. Hit that like button.
Can make a molly.